ran out to get a pack of cigarettes, but I left my wallet at home.
Damn.
Yeah, that's me. I'm getting old. My name is Sonny Featherland, an investigator for 20 years, and once the star of the predatory division of the Clawville Police Department, one half of the legendary Chicken Police. But buying a pack of smokes is more than I can handle right now.
Perfect, no, thank you.
Maybe I should just lay low. Yeah, I'll do that. The most colorful place in the wilderness. For all the gods, what bullshit. The last clucking color left this city years ago. And slowly I'll turn gray too.
Also, I did see your message, Nixie. Yeah, I'll definitely let you know if I do end up picking it up. The Sonny Featherland,
what do I expect? We're living in a vast experiment, and don't even notice that everything got clucked up a long time ago. We believe in this wonderland of peaceful coexistence. Wolves and sheep, chickens and hounds. Yeah, sure, why not? It's just ridiculous. The dog eats the chicken. It's in our nature. I'm not propping up the illusion anymore. 121 days, and it's over. Retirement. What could possibly go wrong?
How is the volume, by the way? Does it need to be louder?
Ah, crap. My office lock is a piece of shit if a dame can pick it. She stood in the darkness. The light painted stripes on her body. It whispered secret little things that were never there in the first place. But she was no zebra. Reality was just a light switch away. Elizabeth or Charlotte? I was sure she'd have a sophisticated sounding name. She had a bygone look in her eyes, older than this ancient building, and perhaps the whole city itself. Or maybe I'm just drunk. But she was the first womanly thing in my place for a long time, so I had to give her a chance.
First thing that came to my mind was, first line he's gonna drop was, I knew she was trouble as soon as she walked in. But we're already off to a good start. This is a very classic intro to one of these games. I'm really sorry, let me just quickly check something. Oh no, it could actually be a little louder. So I'm gonna do that because it's a little it seems a little soft on my monitor, so I'm gonna crank it up just a little bit. Alright, let's have a look. So we can look around. We have... There's a button. Jason's big ass is covering this button here in the lower left. But it's a I button over here. Seems to be some other options over here. Let's try this one already. Dear. The notebook. The notebook is the detective's best friend. Here, you gather vital information about the case, the suspects or victims, and the locations you will visit. How does it work? Click or any text or picture in your notebook to read the translated version in your language. I'm going to assume that by translated version, it's going to mean English. Or I presume that if you play the game in a different language, you'll probably see it translated. That makes a lot more sense. Alright, let's have a quick look at what we have already. The Chicken Police is a famous detective duo. Santino, Sonny Featherland, and Marty McChicken. What a name. Gained fame through a case the press named the Bloody New Year's Eve. They flew high for almost 10 years, when a fateful brawl put an end to their legend. There's a series of novels about them by Meredith H. Marble. They had published 10 books over the course of 7 years before the series faded out of public interest, as did the Chicken Police itself. We also have some info about Clawville. Let's go have a look. So Clawville's been an independent city-state for more than 900 years. During the city's foundation, 4 nations had joined forces, represented by the 4 animal figures and the 4 hands on the crest of Clawville. In reality, the tribal alliance of the reptiles and the great insect clans has also played an essential part in the city's founding, but they never got to be represented on the crest. This gave birth to a political and cultural antagonism between the species. Clawville preserved its political autonomy, and the dream that it's the only state in the wilderness where predator and prey of any race can live in peace. Hence, the name, the City of 1,000 Colors. Alright. Let's have a quick look around. Ah, cheap whiskey,
Every
really?
whiskey has the same color nowadays, at least in this price range.
Ugh. Before we talk to her, maybe we should have a look around. We have some old books. We have some. Let's have a look at the paperwork, maybe. Could be
I don't
interesting.
even know what these papers are.
Okay, well, so much for the worse, I guess. Let's have a look at the pictures.
The Wild Gentlemen. Those guys rebuilt the city after the Great Fire of 867. My heroes when I was a little chick. I'm starting to think they should have left Clawville as it was, burned to the ground.
Oof. A painful memory?
This is one of the most beautiful memories from my old life, before Molly left me and took our daughter.
Ow. That's not good. That's sad. That's sad, my dude. Oh, this looks to be
The
the
good things in
though.
life don't last long. The best ones always leave first. I saw that in the window of a shoe store. I never understood it, or what it had to do with shoes.
Fair. Oh, we can turn the light on. Okay, that was probably a good thing.
M.B. Davis, the eternal king of jazz. The photo is from the days of jazz prohibition. I only heard the old man live one time, but I'll never forget that night. And not only because I woke up at the harbor without my gun, my badge, and my pants.
Waking up without your pants, that's a rough one for sure. But jazz prohibition, actually banning jazz, wow, that's wild.
We used to be star cops a few years ago. Tabloid press, radio interviews, and even a book series. I don't miss those days. Of course, Marty, my old partner, would disagree. He just loved the spotlight.
Oh yeah, if we look at the Wild Gentleman, damn, that's a dapper set of people, of animals right there. So we had a parrot for a wife. That's pretty good. Seems to be the same person in the... Is this a family picture? Or a family... I'm not sure. Could be though. Alright, let's have a look back. At least now it's a bit more light so we can actually see in here. So we have the door to our bedroom, the wilderness.
I wanted to travel the world when I was a kid, but I think I'm gonna end up dead in here whether I like it or not.
Oh, it's a globe. Okay, I see. So that is the equivalent of this world's view. Okay, let's go talk to her. Or them. I'm not sure, actually. Let's have a look first.
Who is this dame, anyway?
Okay, her.
And what the cluck is she doing in my apartment on New Year's Eve?
What the clock? Alright, let's go talk.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Deborah, Miss Deborah Ibanez.
It's a deer.
You're mistaken, ma'am.
Oh, really? Please enlighten me, Mr. Featherland.
I'm not a private eye. I'd recommend Mr. Philmar Lowe instead of me. He's a nice guy.
Believe me, Mr. Featherland, it's not an accident I came to you.
Look, miss, I work for the police, and I'm currently on leave. I couldn't accept private commissions even if I wanted to. Not even from a classy dame like you.
Am I that easy to read?
That's my job. But tell me, since you've invited yourself in, would you like a drink?
I don't usually drink.
Well, I've got to have one. And it'd be rude of me to drink alone. So,
Classic.
maybe some sherry?
If you insist. But bourbon, please.
Oh, that's worse than sherry. Come on, Deborah.
Ah, Thank the wild ones. That's all I have.
What a coincidence.
So come on, spill it from the beginning.
All right, let's hear her out. Oops, no, don't skip it. She gonna tell us or not? Let's go talk to her.
That's
again.
better. Now, if I understand correctly, your mistress is receiving threats. What kind of threats exactly?
It's a very strange matter. First, there were letters. Then it came printed on a wine bottle's label, sent as a gift. Then carved into a brick, thrown through the window. And finally, they painted it on the wall of the house in giant red letters.
Damn.
I think it's time to dig a little deeper. If you don't mind, I'd like to ask you some routine questions.
Please, that's why I'm here.
All right, let's dig in, shall we? Okay. Focus on what you know about the suspect. Is he or she suspicious? Concentrate on that. John Doe, this fella is really suspicious. All right. Okay, maybe trying to force it out of them is not gonna be the winning strategy, but I like the intent here. That's a good way to start. Gather impressions from the suspect. Every impression adds a new question mark. Detective meter is your best friend. It shows how well the questioning is going. Keep it on the positive side, okay? Blah, blah, blah. I like it. Bonus points. Sim, double plus relations.
I must be cautious and smart. This dame seems shy, which I can use to my advantage. But I must be careful about what I say to her, or I could scare her off. Let's start gently, and when the time comes, we can go in hard.
Okay, Sonny, can you promise that you never look at me with this front view again? Because it's very unsettling. Okay. So she seems to be shy, so maybe we should, yeah. I mean, who are you exactly? Seems like a good question to start with.
I'm not somebody important, Mr. Featherland.
You're important enough to deal with such a delicate matter, right?
I carry out the wishes of my employer, nothing more. This means simple paperwork, most of the time.
You've been thrown into deep water, sweetheart. Tell me, can you even swim?
Believe me, this is just as unpleasant for me as it is for you, if not even more.
The game has a lot of cheese. For sure. So asking if she's alright, is that a good part? I think it's maybe asking where she lives. It's probably a good question. Also, if we're gonna go have a look at the house, if they painted on it, might not be a terrible idea.
Tell me, which part of the city do you live in? Calavera Hills? Flowerville, maybe?
Look, I don't want to answer that. I'm here on behalf of my employer, and not on personal business.
Okay, so because that wasn't very clear to me as well.
Fair
which
point,
is
Deborah. Let's try a different approach.
Alright. Okay, so it's not actually for her. It seems to be for somebody else that has asked her, or has employed her to come and talk to us. So that is pretty direct. I'm not so sure. Let me go with why we have to visit
me this particular evening.
It's not a bad question, right? It is New Year's Eve. She could have probably waited if it wasn't that urgent.
I have my reasons. I may look like a silly little fawn, and maybe I am, but I still have common sense.
I don't doubt that for a second, Miss Ibanez.
Hey, welcome in Obsidian. How are you? Let me give you a quick shout out. I'm sorry that the music will cut out every time I do that, but there's not much I can do about that.
This day is essential to my mistress, and she thought it's also important to you.
You're tired? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that you're tired. I hope you get some rest soon. Well, rest soon. Isn't it 7 in the morning for you? Then, I would suggest that you stop watching and you start and go back to bed. That's the best I can do, I'm afraid. But yeah, let's see. So this day is essential to my mistress. You have been up since 1:30. Oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that. Well, I hope that you get some rest later in the day then.
A message in itself, for sure. But to be honest, even you are.
You know what? I'll just take that as a compliment, even if it wasn't meant as such.
Well, is this the new model? No, it is not. This is an adaptation of an old image to be a PNG for when I don't feel like using my model. And also this time, today I'm using it on purpose because we are playing, as you can tell from the game, we are all animals. So I thought it would be more appropriate if I also was one myself. But yeah, I hope you managed to fix your sleep schedule, Obsidian. I hope you feel better soon. Nice. Yeah, I did realize though I should have maybe put an outline or something around my image, but then again, nothing else I have has really an outline around it, so it would probably look a little weird. I'll maybe try it over the break and experiment with it a little and see if it looks better. Okay. Alright, let me see. Do you even know what you want? I mean, if she's safe, doubtful, and frightened. I mean, we can try it. It's a pretty direct approach, but I feel like so far what I've been doing is pretty good, so... Maybe it would be good to ask her why the employer herself could not be there.
Why did you come to visit me? Why not your employer herself?
My employer is Miss Natasha Katsenko.
Oh.
She hasn't been leaving her home lately, only if she really has to.
How so?
Of course it's a cat. What a surprise.
Miss Natasha is afraid. She's scared because of those unwanted messages, and everyone knows who she is.
Okay, I see. So it's threats against a public figure. That makes a lot more sense. What do you mean by that? No, I mean, because the name is Katsenko. So it's going to be a surprise if it was going to be anything else.
So she's...
I mean, it's the same with this woman because as far as I know, I think Ibanez has something to do with deer. Or gazelles, I think. I'm not exactly sure. You will let it slide this time? I don't think you're in a position to make threats here, Obsidian. I'm sorry to tell you.
I don't know what you mean.
Of course you do, Deborah. Thank you, by the way. We're finally getting somewhere.
Actually, I don't know what Sonny is getting on
We
themselves.
avoided the point long enough. Deborah's hiding something, no question. Let's focus on that.
Well, yeah, no shit. Sir? What do you mean, sir? Okay, she's definitely hiding something. So, okay, how did you get the address? Maybe not, but... I think I'm gravitating towards one of the fur. I mean, even the Expector's bird is a family name. It's Featherland, so yes. Definitely. And the other... Okay, Chloe, I will let it slide for once, but I would very much appreciate if you did not talk about your own stream on other people's streams, alright? Thank you. So I'm gravitating towards one of the first two answers. Are we going to be more direct, chat? Are we going to straight up say, are you messing with me? Or are we going to go with the first one, which is more, what exactly did you expect to see? I think the first one is a little nicer
What
than the second
exactly
one.
did you expect by coming here to meet me?
You're on mobiles, you can't read them at all. Oh, is it too small on the phone? I do have to be very honest. My stream layout is very much not optimized for phone. But I don't know if there would be any visual novel that would be very readable on the phone to begin with. So I'm sorry if it's that inconvenient. Maybe I should read out some more of the stuff then. Or maybe it's not so bad that the game is fully voice acted.
I expected your help, just like my mistress said.
You can turn it sideways, but it's hard to text that way? Yeah, that's true. it's hard to read most games on phone. Oh, okay. But if I can say something about that, is that whenever I watch people on Twitch, most of the time, I'm not really doing much of an effort to read anything that is on the screen to begin with. It's mostly seeing roughly what they're doing and listening in. So if at least my voice is clear and you can hear what's going on in the game, then I think that's going to be good enough for any phone people. I did spend some time in the past thinking about how I could best accommodate people that were watching on mobile, and in the end I decided, okay, any kind of text is going to be unreadable to begin with. There's not much I can do about that. And in the end I decided to do a layout like this. This is also why I don't have... my on-screen chat is the one at the bottom. I went for 100% over style over any kind of... readable thing, because most people are on PC and they will have their chat on the side. Layout is cool, thank you so much. It's made by Sneaky Jaybird, who also is working on my next model, so you should go check them out if you want to have a look at what they do. I'm not sure if they have a VGen, but you can find their socials. It was a lot of deliberation, to be honest. Mostly because this whole TV thing, I wasn't so confident about it, but I didn't really have a way to put it in the bar without it being really weird. It would have been some kind of projector screen, or I wasn't really sure what to do with it, so that's why I went with the TV instead. You get Bioshock vibes? Oh, perfect. That's what I was going for. As you might have guessed, I like Art Deco a lot. And a lot of things I do are themed around the Prohibition era, so the 20s and 30s. And that's also the reason that I chose this game, because it seems to be set in a very similar time period. Although it might be a little later, but this might be more late 30s. But yeah, that's a minor detail. I do try to stick to that. And I did give Bioshock as one of the inspirations for this layout.
Oh, that's very nice. But have you seen this neighborhood? Have you seen this wreck called a hotel? Who were you hoping to find in a place like this?
Someone reliable.
Well, I am reliable.
You say that when you live in a rundown hotel in a shabby neighborhood.
And discreet.
Discretion, of course.
That's right.
And thorough.
No question about that.
And has a heart of gold.
Okay, let's stop it right there.
Let's pretend you never found... Oh, okay. Do you think you're cut out for this kind of work? It's too risky for me? Are you in some sort of jam? Okay, so she definitely knows that normally we wouldn't do this. We've made that very clear. So I feel like the first and the third options, which is pretend you never found me and this is too risky for me, are both options that make us back out. I don't know how desperate she is. I don't know how desperate Katzenko is, but I think maybe asking if she's in some kind of jam would be the best idea here, I feel. So I think I'm gonna try that.
Are you in some sort of jam?
Nothing of the sort. There are simply things better left unsaid.
Then you're wasting my time.
Yeah, it's always going to be like that. I think what we're trying to force out now is her saying the things that are best left unsaid, and otherwise we're not going to take.
I trust your instincts. You'll manage it.
Yeah, and I have no other choice, right?
To be honest, no, Mr. Featherland, not really.
Okay, I see how it is. You're going to tighten the noose. So don't you think it's sus? Or have you felt... Okay, have you ever felt truly vulnerable? That's pretty much a threat. I don't think this is gonna get us anywhere. Yes, our last name is Featherland, and I think our other... I forgot the name of the other person they were talking about on the chicken police. I think their name was McCluckin, or it was something similar to that at least.
Don't you think this whole thing is
a
little suspicious?
Look, Santino, I'll explain everything.
Now we're getting somewhere. Yes, I need your help, but I won't give you the details. Just figure it out. Look, I know that... I know how these things go. Okay, it's a detective. We're trying to do the detective plot. Of course, she said only a third of the actual things that we need to know, but most of those are things she'd rather we would not know. And there's probably some skeletons in the closet. Although it might be difficult in this world because it might be what kind of animals might be in there. It may be a little difficult to hide them in said closet, but at least now we're getting somewhere.
I have no doubt about that. You look just the type, sweetheart. No offense.
I'll take that as a compliment. Or maybe I'll act like I haven't heard it.
You see, we're starting to understand each other.
Alright, so that is a good question. So either we have to ask her, what's the point if you don't come clean? Or why should we even believe you at all in the first place? I think that's a good question, actually. Right? She waltzes in here. She broke in the first place. She picked our door lock, which admittedly was not a good one to begin with. But she picked our door lock, walked in here, tries to get us on the case for a public figure, without telling us most of the details. She knows we theoretically cannot take the case. Why should we buy this?
Deborah, why should I believe you at all?
Because my mistress trusts you.
Should that be enough?
If you really like what she thinks you are, then yes.
Just trust. Huh.
Damn, what can I say to that?
Damn! I'm sorry. It made me laugh so hard. I was not expecting Sonny to straight up go with the, oh, but she thinks you're really good. Damn, damn. I guess I gotta go with it then.
Look, I didn't mean to back you up against the wall.
You kinda did. You said I don't have a choice.
You have a way with words, sweetheart. Did you ever want to be a cop?
No, not for the world.
Smart answer.
So, what are you afraid of?
Be honest and tell me what you're so afraid of.
You know, Mr. Featherland, my mistress's partner is Hobart Wessler. Or as most people know him,
Ibn Wessler, the Kingpin.
Ah.
Exactly.
Feathery gods, help me.
So you get it now. The secrecy.
To put it mildly, I think I understand it all. Wessler. This little piece of the puzzle changes everything.
All right, let's see. True Detective. Final thoughts. The legendary chicken police back in action. Still a little weary, but untarnished good work. Important clue is the employer, Natasha's current and significant other, is the infamous gangster Ibn Wessler. Alright. I don't feel like we have much else to go on to. We can try to talk to her again, or we probably should get moving, I suppose. Let's talk to her.
Why don't you take it to the police? Just go there and file a report. Photos, flashing lights, fingerprints, you know the drill. The evidence is very clear. Even a moderately talented detective could easily wrap this case up. Or just try the phone. 555-111.
Please, take a look at this.
Well, okay. Let's see.
Okay, we have an inventory now. Oh, I like that. It's a cool bag. I wish I had... I was about to say I wish I had one of those, but in reality it would be really impractical, and I am missing several other apparel that would make it look like I should have one of those bags. One of them is, of course, the leather trench coat that our protagonist is wearing. I do have the gloves, though. Although they're probably the wrong kind of color. Mine are brown leather and not black leather. And to be very honest, with brown leather gloves, people are already asking you if you do hits on the side. I think if my gloves were actually black, they definitely think I do hits on the side. Maybe I should just roll with it. Alright, let's have a look.
I know Molly very well. Please note this when deciding whether or not to accept my assignment. Miss Ibanez is a trusted friend. Treat her as gentleman. N.
N. So N is probably Natasha.
I felt like I'd been hit on the back of my head with a blackjack. Reality tilted. Molly. Good gods. What was her name doing there? I glanced at the opposite wall with the well-worn picture frames. Like an eternally dark hole in the wall. A missing piece. She was wearing a light silk dress and singing a lullaby. The waves caressing her beautiful long legs. Why Molly? Why now?
Mr. Featherland? Santino, are you all right?
What the hell is this supposed to mean?
I don't know anything, Mr. Santino. My mistress told me to give this to you. She said you'd understand. Don't you?
Hey, welcome in, DG. Thank you so much for the raid. I hope the Lego was fun. I hope you had a lot of fun together. The two of you together, Duncan and you, with the Legos. And I hope you managed to get some good things constructed. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Jay. And when I'm not running the Gilded Cage, where you can grab a quiet drink, as long as you don't cause too much trouble, and ask too many questions, I play games on Twitch together with Jason, who's in the corner right now, because I have a slightly different look today. If you need to raid and run, DG, and everyone who raided in with, thank you for the bird. If you need to get something to eat, drink, need to run errands, step away from the computer or phone for any reason, then please do so. And likewise for you, raiders. Please do the same if you have to take care of yourself. And if not, you're more than welcome to hang out with us. Today we are playing Chicken Police, which is a visual novel where we are play as the extremely hard-boiled detective Santino Featherland, and we're trying to figure out what is behind this case. If you enjoy noir, if you enjoy detective stories, if you enjoy what I think is gonna be a buddy cop story, then you're more than welcome to stay with us. And thank you so much again for the raid, DJ. Alright, let's see.
Oh, of course I understand, Miss Ibanez. I get it very well. But this case is becoming more and more confusing. It's starting to look like blackmail.
Thank you so much for the shout out, no. That is true. Although I never really understood why trying to threaten people by saying I know your ex-lover very well. But they might spill the tea. That's the problem. Right. I forgot we are in a noir world, so of course everyone has secrets that they don't want to get spilled at laid bare on the streets. Okay. Then it is blackmail.
Blackmail?
Don't play innocent with me.
But...
All right. When can I visit?
Visit? Me?
No, not you, you dolt.
Not you. Miss Katsenko.
Oh, yes. You can find her at the Tsar Club.
Didn't you tell me she's not the social kind? That she's especially unsociable? Or does she only like loud and crowded clubs?
No, she's really not like that. But she owns the place.
Judging by the flyer, it must be a very busy club, especially on New Year's Eve, right?
I'm sure you'll have no trouble finding Miss Katsenko, but there's one small problem, Mr. Featherland.
Of course there is. There always is.
Let me guess. Mr. Wessler better not know about my visit.
Exactly. How did you know?
How did I know? Because I've been in this business. At least I'm trying... okay, at this point I'm just predicting what Featherland is going to say.
20 years experience, ma'am.
Damn.
Oh, and please, call me Sonny.
I knew it. You gonna have some dinner? Awesome, Digi. I hope you have some nice dinner. I hope you're gonna make something nice and good. Enjoy. And thank you for the lurk.
It was a pleasure to meet you, Sonny.
I'll talk about the rest with Ms. Katsenko in person. A good friend of mine would be happy to take you home if you'd like.
I'd appreciate that, Sonny.
Oh, We have a Benui friend. Who is it? Oh, we have a lot of things actually. All right, let's have a quick look at in our little notebook we have. Okay, so we have right now the victim, a lady, is the target of strange threats. All of them are written. Mysterious messenger, Miss Deborah Ibanez's employer, is a certain Miss Natasha Katsenko. The employer, Natasha's current significant other, is the infamous gangster Ivan Wessler, who looks to be a bit of a rat. We can find Natasha at the SAR Club, and Natasha must know my wife Molly from somewhere. Or perhaps she has very good informants. I was to find out what the connection is. Wait, wife? I thought she took the kid. That doesn't make you your wife. Or maybe you're a little delusional. That's also possible. Let's have a look at people. So what do we know about Deborah? Well, a lot of personal... Wow, this is really small writing. Not a lot of useful stuff here. But I would be interested in who Lewis is. Let's see. Lewis is a rabbit. An old friend of mine with a heavy stutter. And Lewis is the owner of the unreputable Atlas Hotel. And a good old friend of mine. At the moment, he's my landlord. He's only the two of us living in this unbelievably enormous hotel. He's crazy about detective stories, and he gladly helped me whenever I asked. Okay, so I think Lewis is the so-called friend that is going to be the friend that's going to help us get Deborah home. Okay. All right. Well.
Behind that door lies the kingdom of dirty clothes, cigarette butts, and empty bottles.
Okay. That's probably not what I meant to do, but I think we'll talk to Deborah again and tell her
Thank you
that we
again,
should go.
Mr. Sonny.
Don't mention it, Deborah. I had no other plans for today, except drink. But tell me, do you have a light?
I'm sorry, I don't smoke.
Thought so.
All right, let's give Lewis a call. Oh, piss! I need to know how to operate one of these. Wait, I'm an idiot. I already forgot Lewis's number. Oh, I have to get my book out again. 555932. Okay, let's see if I can operate one of these. I think I did it.
Hey, Lewis. Am I bothering you?
No. Of course not, Sonny. Old friend, what's up?
Could you come over? I've got a favor to ask if you're not busy.
For you, anything. Just a minute.
All right.
Lewis arrived a few minutes later. He lived in the rooms above, so it wasn't difficult getting here. Not to mention that he's a rabbit. It was a quick hop. The Atlas Hotel was his inheritance. It was once a well-renowned place, but not anymore. The last economic crisis ruined it. And now, besides me, he was the only resident of this enormous place.
So, related to economic crisis, a lot of these stories, the ways that they turn out the way they do is because they are set after the Great Depression, which happened in the States in, I think it was either 28 or 29, which would have made it nearly 100 years ago. I'm not exactly sure what led to it, but it was a great economic crash, and it leads to a lot of the ways that these stories are written. Often has to do with the fallout from, let's just say, a great decrease in purchasing power for the most people, if I can put it like that. All right, let's go have a chat with Lewis, and then I think it's a good moment for a break. All right, let's see what is
The good
Lewis
old
doing.
rabbit. I can always count on him, even on New Year's Eve.
Oh, it is New Year's Eve, true.
Thanks for being so quick, Lewis. Can you drive Miss Ibanez home? I have some things to take care of.
Interesting that Lewis is wearing gloves as well.
Of
course, Sonny. You know, anything for you.
Thank you for being so considerate, Sonny. I appreciate it.
Don't mention it.
Goodbye, then.
So long, Deborah.
Is there more? Maybe let's have a look with the
I
notes
can
again.
always count on you. Thanks, old buddy.
Don't even mention it, my friend.
You got anything planned for today?
Well, clearly not anymore, sucker.
I thought I'd visit a nightclub. It's New Year's Eve, after all.
Well, I didn't mean to hold you up.
I'll ask a favor of you someday.
Oh, that's dangerous, though.
I owe you a lot of those, don't I?
That's true. I don't deny it.
Alright, then. I think this is a good moment to take a break, then, before we head out.
I need to grab my stuff first.
Okay, you know what? Before grabbing my stuff, which we're gonna find just after the break. Sorry for the slight delay. I don't really trust the Twitch's ad manager anymore, so I'm always waiting for the message in chat to pop up before we go. Welcome back, glad to see you still here, Toes. And unfortunately, being called Toes is a problem when we're supposed to be fingering people in the detective sense. So kind of the wrong limp to have, but I'm sure we can make it work. Okay, so before we go...
I need to grab my stuff.
We need to grab our stuff. Alright, let's have a look in the drawer, shall we?
My
last smoke.
Cigarette. You're lucky I don't have a light, pal.
Alright, so we're taking our last smoke.
My wallet and my badge. The wallet is real. The badge ain't. Chief Bloodboil took mine. So I got this one out of a pack of cornflakes. Just in case.
I missed that at the beginning. Were we suspended from the police? Or retired? That's a classic thing, though. The one last case.
She doesn't seem so dangerous that I need to grab my gun, but you never know.
Let's take a revolver, shall we? Alright.
Before I visit the club, I have to take a detour. I've got a feeling that this case isn't going to be a one-man job. And there's only one bird in this city I can trust. My ex-partner, Marty. He's going to be at the station. I can only hope he'll be willing to talk to me.
Ah, here we go. It's buddy cop time. Alright, let's go to this. Actually, before we do this, I only remember he'll retire in 121 days. That's an oddly specific number. Okay. So, let's see. Main scenes move the story forward. They determine which locations open up or close down. You need to complete all of these to beat the game. Limited scenes are open for a specific duration. If you're a completionist, be sure to visit all of them. And closed scenes are unreachable for now. So right now we have Clawville PD, and all of the other ones are locked. Okay. But before we do that, let's have a look at our stuff, shall we? Okay, this is actually pretty cool for an inventory screen, which is everything thrown out in the like this kind of. Good evening, Jay. Hey, welcome in, Fab. How's it going? Let me give you from CAF 2. All right, you're in the dam, right? On holiday. I hope that wasn't the dogs. Whoops. Yeah, thank you for giving Fab a shout out. I hope you're doing well. I hope you made it safely on the holiday destination. Okay, let's have a look at our stuff, shall we?
Oh man, I totally get you.
It's that's a smoke. I don't really know what to tell you.
I haven't dusted you off in a while, partner. Looks like I may be needing you now.
Alright. You still didn't eat today? What are you doing? Go get food. There must be a friture somewhere.
Ironic, but ever since I've been on furlough, with only my fake badge sitting in my cabinet, I feel more like a cop than I ever had before. More like a Clawville cop, anyway.
Actually, I'm a bit of an idiot, aren't I? Because I can, What was furlough again? I think that's probably related to our situation. Furlough is... Right, we are suspended from being a cop. probably related to the last incident we had. So we were suspended, and then we're gonna retire soon. All right. So technically we have a badge, but it's fake. Good start. All right. Let's go have a look at the PD then. On New Year's Eve.
It was New Year's Eve, and I was driving, half drunk, risking my whole life's work. But still, it didn't feel any different. Every day was the same.
I still have a
And the
picture of Molly in the
121
car.
days I had left till my retirement seemed like an eternity. When I look out the window of the hotel room I call home, I see the same thing every day. A woman in a red nightgown dances slowly in circles to smooth music. The 9 o'clock show, with a glass of cheap bourbon and the red gown with the silent music. In the meantime, the proud city of Clawville is slowly eating itself alive. And we're still here, with nothing left to lose but our sanity, while others, the smart ones, had already gone. Molly. Does her name really upset me this much? All those years of solitude, and I still jump without question every time I hear it. And then there's Marty, my ex-partner, who hates me. But I know I have to speak with him, no matter what. Why do I feel like the past is watching me on this goddamn night?
Alright. Sorry about that. I'm doing good, Fab. I can finally answer your question. I didn't really want to interrupt the cutscene.
I knew where to find Marty. At the station, we'd always draw straws about holiday duty. Marty never joined in. He always took the New Year's Eve shift, even though he had someone to go home to. I understood. 10 years ago, we survived the night the press called the Bloody New Year. Forgotten by Clawville, but not by us. We both left parts of ourselves behind that night.
Let's see, what's
Back
this?
in the
squad
day,
car.
I used to patrol the city streets in one of these. I don't miss it, but it used to have its advantages.
I'm trying to tell what kind of car it is. Looks like a kind of Jeep. And why are you outside in this weather? Let's have a look.
Phyllis and Roy's. Two hedgehogs with an arrogance typical of novice cops. They're as prickly as they look. Officious little shitheads, but harmless.
Alright, let's go have a chat with them, shall we?
Well, look at that. Hey, Sonny, what you scratching at over here? I heard the big boss threw you out.
Tough luck, boys. I may not be on duty, but I'm still a cop, just like you. Well, more than you.
Hey, you don't have to be so peckish, old bud. By the way, you're on luck. Blood Boil's not in tonight. Malloy is in charge.
Oh, God. That clumsy buffalo is here tonight. If he doesn't end up in a cell again, he's lucky.
You got it.
You looking for Marty, eh?
I see you're still the brains around here, Phyllis. Yeah, I'm looking for Marty. Birds of a feather flock together.
I see you're still the funny guy around here. You'll find the giant feather duster at the shooting range. As always.
Hey, Royce. I'm telling you this because maybe you'll be able to understand. If this prickly shithead makes another racist remark, I'll strangle him with his own raincoat.
I'd love to see that.
Hey, whose side are you on, you jerk?
Hey Jay, I'm Jay. Welcome in. Welcome in, Jay. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for the hydrate. I hope you're doing well. We're playing Chicken Police tonight, where we're being a hard-boiled chicken detective. And so far we had to deal with Phyllis and Royce, these hedgehogs who are novice coppers, and we just told them off. Not like me. Drinking lots of water today? Awesome. Let's have a look at the poster. For the crown, for the king, Of course, the king is a lion. What a surprise.
Every time this poster disappears, good old Blood Boil puts it right back, immediately. I tore it down at least 3 times already. Actually, it's a kind of passive-aggressive game for us with the chief.
Yeah, how are you doing today? I hope you're well.
Here we are again, Clawville Police Department. I've never been good at history, but if I'm not mistaken, this place has been a church, a hospital, and even some insane cult's secret hideout over the years. Anyway, the place holds the secrets of the ages, and some drunk pigs in the basement.
Wouldn't surprise me if those were literal pigs as well. Alright, here we go. Monica, vending machine, we've got Mort, the Bosco, 2 officers, the shooting range. And maybe, so I don't know if it's a great idea to chat up everyone, because I don't think we're technically supposed to be here, but we can at least have a... Let's check in with some people. Let's have a look.
Monica Rosen, receptionist in theory, but in reality, she's doing literally everything around here. Like the beating heart of the PD. She's too good for this place, even for this city.
Alright, let's go have a chat with them.
Hey, Monica.
Hey, Boss Bird. What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be celebrating somewhere?
Every day's a holiday since I got out of here.
I can tell. But what are you doing here? Are you here for a file? You know, I'm a little busy right now.
Yeah, you could look after a few things for me, but first I'd like to talk to Mr. Big Beak McChicken himself. Those 2 prickly assholes told me he's emptying the magazines in the hole.
Mr. Big Beak McChicken. Beautiful. I love it.
Like always. And if he carries on like that, he's gonna use up all our ammo. So it would be nice if you drag him out of there. You know how this day is for him.
For him?
You know I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so just sign here and you're good to go.
Thank you, darling.
Don't mention it, Boss Bird.
Boss Bird, I do like the ring of that. Okay, so... It doesn't seem to be too bad to be here. Oh, have a new function, asking? What can we ask them? We can ask if she has some files on certain locations. Okay, that might be interesting to come back to later. Let's have a look first at...
Marty drinks this shit. I've never tried it, but I'm pretty sure it's gross and probably toxic.
Damn, I don't like this water. It's disgusting. Most of the officers in the back.
One of Blood Boil's favorites. Mainly because he's a dog, of course.
Ah, playing favorites, I see.
Officer Jardine. They say she's clever, smart, and dangerous. We need more of her kind in here.
As a side note, the music remains excellent. I really like everything the game's presented us so far, to be honest. Did I just hear a random rooster crowing? I mean, that might have been Marty in the back. Anyway, let's go have a chat with Mort, or have a look at Mort first.
Mort Mardigan, a notorious deadbeat. Poor guy's been blind since his teenage years, but that doesn't stop him from running into trouble. What the cluck did he do this time?
Maybe I should start saying what the cluck as well. Let's have a chat with him.
Scabious beast. What the hell did you do?
It's Morty to you, sonny boy. Everything's fine. There was just a bit of trouble in the bar, and someone got knocked on the head with a glass. It wasn't my fault. I'm as blind as a bat, am I right?
There's a bar?
Did that ever bother you, Morty?
Listen, sonny boy. Go tell them to leave me alone, eh? It's New Year's Eve, after all, and I didn't even do anything wrong. Not that wrong.
Where's your little lapdog to get you out of this mess? Is that little pimp of a midget still sniffing around you?
Jesse is a good boy, sonny. And he's good to me, believe me.
Oh, God, spare me the details. When will you finally realize that little shit's been using you?
Oh, of course he's using me. What could a pretty boy like him want from this old monster? Still, Sonny, I have no one else. Do you understand that? Don't you?
I'd rather think I did it.
Even you deserve better, pal. By the way, you look horrible, even for yourself. Are you feeling okay?
Hitting them with the you look terrible even for your standards.
Well, I'm not what I used to be. But neither are you, judging from your voice. But I'm seeing a doctor, sonny boy. I really am. Are you?
No, because the doctor's gonna tell me to stop smoking 2 packs a day.
Don't need to, Mort. I'm fine. Anyway, if Bubo prescribed you something, don't even think about taking it.
I don't talk to that insane owl.
Damn right.
Please, say something on my behalf, okay? I really don't have time for this Detective Buffalo shit.
Hey, careful with that. Buffalo Malloy is the chief today.
Like I care.
I'll try to speak for you, but keep it down till then, okay? You don't need this shit, and I don't need it either.
Sonny boy, you've always been a good friend.
More like a clucking pigeon.
Damn. Alright, let's have a talk with Bosco then, because they seem to be holding Morty. Maybe we can advise some more stuff out of him and try to figure out what's going on.
Detective Chow Hound Bosco. He thinks he's a real alpha, but nah, he's just a lapdog.
Hey, welcome in, Snowcay. How are you doing? Actually, you missed the bunny before. We do have a friend, Lewis, here, who is a bunny, or who is a Banui, but you missed them. I hope you're doing well. Hope your evening's fine so far. Thanks for dropping by. Alright, let's go have a chat with Bosco, shall we?
Holy wild ones, look what the cat dragged in.
Just finished dinner. Awesome. What did you have?
Hello to you too, Bosco.
Thank you, no.
I see you're busy, as always.
I've been sniffing around one of the rundown joints. You know how it goes. And boom, this son of a lizard comes flying out the window. I didn't know the lizards could fly. So, Mort was being a bad boy again. Nothing unusual. And you? Still dying?
I don't think anyone likes anyone else in this place. So far, everyone has been a complete ass to each other. You had Japanese curry with peas and rice. That's awesome. I love it. Also, yeah, if you're wondering why I'm not using the model today, I think if you look at the game, you can probably understand what's going on.
I'm still a cop for another 121 days, Bosco. It's as unpleasant to me as it is to you.
All right. No need to bite. Wasn't trying to mess with you. You have Moses and Plato for that. And of course, Blood Boil.
Let's hope I won't run into any of them tonight.
Looking for Marty, eh? Ever since you left, he's kind of lost. He's trying to hide it, but he's not the same bird.
Well, I don't think we'll have a teary reunion, thinking about how we parted.
Let me give you some advice, Sonny. Let him rage. He'll be the same after that. Anyway, he was the one that shot you, right? You should be mad, not him.
Nice rumors. Welcome in. How are you doing? Makes sense. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I just thought about that, by the way, because I was talking about Prohibition earlier. I think this game must be set later then because of the economic crisis thing. So, of course, it's a fictional game because it's not set on... Hello, Jay the Bird. That is me. Hello. Considering if this game is not set on Earth, but if it would be set on Earth in the analogy, the time period I would place this in, considering the Great Depression happened at the end of 28-29, that's also much after the Prohibition. And so it's not so unusual that Sonny, at the beginning of the game, casually offers someone a bourbon. And Mort, the lizard before, was talking about running a bar, because by now it would be legal again. Just a side note. Also Bosco's suspenders, which already moves him up in my book by a lot.
It's not that simple, Bosco, but we'll see how he reacts. Thanks anyway.
Oh, probably something to notice as well, but that's just because I am the kind of person that has studied this a lot for my own design. Bosco is wearing a wristwatch. That's a World War II invention. So that would put the that would probably put the game a lot later anyway in the time era. Or the designers didn't care so much. That's also very possible, of course. JRF is an anthropomorphic giraffe? Yeah, no, they're very cool. That's awesome.
No worries, pal.
Alright. Let's have a quick look in our book. So we have... Okay, Phyllis and Royce. We have Bosco, Monica. What is Monica actually? Is that it's a hummingbird? Okay, so I did guess that, right. I was gonna have a quick look at that again. So we have supposedly Blood Boil, which is the chief, but not in, and we have Dr. Bubo, who we have also not met. That's why they're just sketches so far. But anyway, let's go have a look at the shooting range, shall we?
This is gonna be a hard ride. Last time we saw each other, he had a smoking gun in his hand, and I was bleeding. I don't know how we can get past that, but it's worth a try.
Alright, that's Marty. That's Marty's gun. I'm gonna pin a picture with telling people to clean up their gun. Let's have a quick look. Yeah.
Long thighs and a big gun. That's Marty's idea of a perfect woman. Can't blame him for it.
Beautiful. What does it say? Hey you, if you let the ammunition boxes open again, I'll kick your clucking ass. Marty. Alright. Message is clear. Alright, well, let's have a talk with Marty.
Marty looks good. Big and loud and angry as always.
Let's have a
Hey,
chat.
Marty.
Oh, well, look who's here. Hello, Boss Bird. What, are you lost? This is the PD building, you know?
Cut the shit, Marty. We're better than this.
Well, at least you are. Better than anyone, huh?
Marty, come on, let's forget that. What's past is past.
Easy for you to say, Sonny.
Damn it, Marty, you shot me, remember? I almost bled to death.
Okay, so the diplomatic approach almost went straight out of the window. Good job, Sonny.
Hell yeah, I remember. Unfortunately, my aim wasn't good enough.
Sheesh.
I need your help, okay? That's what you want to hear?
Well, it's a start.
Okay, I've said it. I won't do it again.
Yeah, right.
So, are you in? Just for tonight. Small case. We'll wrap it up in no time.
What kind of case?
A personal one.
How personal?
Very. The kind of case where if you come with me right now, you're not on duty anymore.
Ooh.
Ooh, damn, Sonny. Stop it right there. I'm in.
That's it?
Do you know how boring life is here without your stupid, reckless shit? Soon enough, I'll shoot all the ammo in here out of boredom. Right, so, tell me, what's it about?
I'll tell you in the car.
Well, that was easy. I thought we'd have to convince Marty, but apparently life is so boring that he'll take anything.
Ooh, can I bring Bertha?
Ah, for the love of... Marty, this is a routine case. You can't bring your shotgun, okay?
Yes,
Bertha stays.
Name this shotgun. God damn it.
Okay. But at least Susie can come, right?
All right, Susie can come.
That's what I want to hear.
I kind of wonder, you named his weapons? Yeah, I think that's good too. Let's have a look at them, actually. That's a Thompson. That is awesome.
Hey, there were 4 weapons here. Where are the others? You're not bringing them with you, I hope.
Oh, we're going to a bar, aren't we?
Yeah, that's the point.
And? What?
A buffalo killer and 2 handguns? We're only there to sniff around, not start a goddamn war.
Yeah, war, bar, what's the difference? And it's frickin' New Year's Eve, right?
Of all that's furry, you know what? I don't even care.
That's the spirit.
Alright, so Marty's bringing all the firepower. What was this?
Seriously.
Who said I have just 3?
Okay, so yeah. So for anyone who doesn't know this weapon, this is a pretty era-appropriate weapon. That's a Thompson 1918 with the very iconic drum magazine. So if you probably played other games and you saw a weapon, usually it's called the Tommy gun, that's the one. It's funny though, because most video games will represent it with this drum magazine, but in reality, it turned out to not be so reliable, and it would actually be better if you had the box magazine. But most people will not recognize it if you wouldn't put the drum in. Anyway, I don't think Marty is going to be bringing that one, but we're going to be bringing a whole lot of other firepower. Alright, well, I guess we're going to be moving on then.
Still drink coffee?
Yeah, my only poison. Except for guns, of course. And women.
Oh, Marty. That is such a old-fashioned attitude.
We could visit our old haunt. What do you think?
Oh, a nice cup of Zips coffee and the hot dog. I'm in. Oh, and maybe we'll get into a little fight too, huh?
If it comes to that, I'm leaving you without a blink.
Oh yeah, like last time?
Those were different times, Marty, with a different Sonny.
Well, all right. To the city then.
You don't have to come with me, you know.
Okay, I know. Let's go.
Wait, well, hang on. First, we came here specifically to convince Marty. And then you tell him he doesn't have to come with us. What kind of attitude is that?
Sonny, there's a little problem.
Is the problem that you're supposed to be working?
Not so little, and it smells, too. What the furry hell is Blood Boil doing here?
Well, it seems we can't avoid speaking to him.
Dang, let's talk to the chief then.
Oh, yes, we can. You have your rifle with you, right?
Get the gun out. What the hell?
What?
Just kidding. Sort of.
Well, that's the chief. I guess we're gonna have a little talk with him.
The chief doesn't seem to be in a good mood, but he never is, actually.
All right, let's go have a chat.
What a surprise. The 2 pigeons back together. And without my permission, of course.
Chief Blood Boil.
Damn.
What was that, Santino?
Nothing, sir. What a lovely evening. Am I right?
I don't want to hear your crowing, Santino. What the hell are you doing here?
Hey, careful with the racist barking, old hound.
Damn, these people definitely... Sonny definitely likes to play the racist card a lot. I guess that does make a lot more sense in this setting because you are actually a different kind of animal. But it does say a bit about the attitude.
Oh, it's getting hot in here. Can we just skip this part? It's New Year's after all.
And you're on duty, if I'm not mistaken, Martin. Where do you think you're going?
That's it, boss. To serve and protect. Sonny was in the neighborhood and stopped by to say hi. He's a cop too, right?
Only on paper, and you know that very well, Detective.
I don't want any trouble, boss. I just wanted to say hi to Monica, and then this feather pillow showed up. I invited him to grab a quick coffee. You can allow him that much, can't you?
I'm sorry I have to laugh, but damn, the sheer disrespect in these characters is insane. Also, look at Blood Boil waggling his little finger at them. He's like, you can't do that, Sonny. Nuh-uh.
Your coffee breaks usually end up in shooting or brawling, chickens.
Oh, just a coffee, boss. I swear. Oh, have a heart. It's New Year's Eve, and I haven't seen my old partner for so long.
How touching. You shot him with a shotgun, if I remember.
Wait, Sonny remembered getting blasted with... survived getting blasted with a shotgun? That's impressive. And also very painful.
family quarrel.
For all the marrow bones of the world, get the hell out of my sight.
Have a lovely evening, boss.
You especially. Fuck off right now, Santino.
Damn. Message is clear. Let's get out of here.
We can't avoid speaking with the
Oh, okay. We talked to Bud Boyle, but let's have a chat with Monica as well. Oh, we can't ask her about all the other stuff. I should have done that before, I think.
We're leaving, sweetheart.
Stay safe, boys. I'm glad to see you two together again.
I'm afraid you're alone with that.
Hey, don't make me change my mind.
You won't, Marty. I bet you can't wait to get mixed up in some serious trouble again.
Yep, that's true.
I'm serious, boys. Be careful out there.
We're big birds, Monica. We can take care of ourselves. Mostly.
Okay, but take care of each other, too.
Will do, Monica.
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, there we go. So how are you feeling about this game so far? I've been having a good time. The writing is very cliche, but I think it's appropriate. I'm especially surprised with all the voice acting. I was not expecting all the characters to get their own voice, but they definitely did. In terms of the aesthetic and everything that's going on, is pretty cool as well. So, yeah, great time for sure. Actually, can we not ask her anything? Damn it. Okay, I guess we cannot. Is there anything else we have to ask Bosco? Well, Bosco was not exactly very nice to us, so we should probably... let's have a quick look again. The Star Club, the hot dog. What is the codex? Stats? Okay, that's actually spoilers because it tells us how much of the game we've explored, so we should probably... Oh, there we go. Moses and Plato. Moses is a Tibetan sandfox. Plato is a palace cat. They're old rivals of Sonny and Marty, currently working at the Colville PD's homicide group. Okay, gotcha. The wild ones are... Three gods of reverted. Okay, so it's the pantheon of this place. Gotcha. Alright, let's go to hot dogs then, shall we? Where is that?
The hop dog was like the last warning. You can still turn back. My eyes lingered on the sign. An enormous dog. Like a neon god with limitless power over cheap hot dogs, plastic hamburgers, and watered-down coffee. The cold light called me, but I didn't want to get out of the car. If we went in, we were all gonna be pancakes, kept together by cold syrup. Marty's worried look shook me out of my reverie. Oh, cluck. Was I talking to myself again?
I think after this game done, I'm gonna be saying what the cluck all the time as well. Alright, let's have a look. Somebody playing the guitar outside. The god of pancakes. Oh yeah. I'm gonna steal this little flyer. What's this? A Chicken Police Story. Fly in the Soup by Meredith H. Marble. Oh, so this is one of the books that they've written about us. Can I have a look at it? No. Let's have a look at this person.
Look at the poor bastard.
He's looking okay, Marty. Remember what we saw when we worked at the Hive?
Wild ones. Don't even remind me. Trying to forget that shit every day.
It's been even worse since. I guess you heard about the riots.
Who hasn't? You know, people are afraid that the Great Fire will happen again, and those hive houses are pretty flammable.
And hey, welcome in, Maple. How are you doing? Thank you so much for stopping by. I remember seeing that you followed me back on Blue Sky today. I appreciate it a lot. Let me give you a quick shout out. I'm sorry that it will kill the music. That's just the nature of these games. Yeah, I hope you're doing well. You're playing Deadlock now. That's a name I have not heard of in a very long time. I wasn't even sure they were still working on that. But yeah, welcome in. Today we're playing Chicken Police, a noir visual novel where, as you can tell, we are chickens and we're also coppers. I appreciate you stopping by a lot. That means a lot to me that you went to check it out. You've been addicted to it? That's awesome. I installed it, and then by the time I wanted to play it, I think everyone else that I knew of had already passed on it, and then they well, I uninstalled the game without actually testing it. I think I did the tutorial, and I liked the idea. I liked the polish, because you could tell it was made by Valve. But then again, I don't actually know where the game is at. Is it close to release now, or is it still in this weird limbo? Oh, what also happened was I invited a bunch of people to the playtest, and then they all wrote me, "Is this a scam email, or is this legit?" And I said, no, it's actually real. But because they had never seen an email like that. So I ended up having to write a lot of people, "Look, if you don't trust me, you can go into your Steam account and look at it there, and there should be an invitation. If you don't, and if you want it, you can take it from there. You don't have to click the mail and link in the mail if you don't trust me." Alright. So Hive House is pretty flammable, great fire.
I don't speak of the devil, Marty. But to be honest, I have no idea how this insect matter can be solved.
Right, so when they were working the hive, we're actually talking about insect villages. And they did mention that at the start of the game, that there are also insect people and reptiles.
I do. We just open the ghettos and let the insects live among us like they did for centuries.
A lot of people didn't stick around for long because it doesn't have player retention features, but they're still working on it. Recently, 6 new heroes got leaked in the data mine. Well, I don't think it's player retention. I think it's also, how do you... Nobody knew how to get hold of it. And is it still in that strange closed beta stage? Or have they now opened it up? Because I think what the game really needs is... Okay, yeah, I mean... If they're happy with that, I guess they're gonna keep it. But at some point, they're gonna have to advertise it. Especially in the hero shooter space, which is already so hotly contested. Hey, welcome in, Ven. How's it going? How are you doing? Welcome to the police. I hope you're doing well. Let me give you a quick shout out as well. It hovers at the same player count as Deep Rock? Really? I would have either expected... either that means that Deadlock has a very high player count, or Deep Rock has a very low player count. Thank you for the hydrate as well. Appreciate it. Oh, that really surprises me. I thought that Deadlock would have been more dead than Deep Rock, but... Yeah, happy Monday. Happy St. Patrick's Day as well. I forgot to mention that. Well, no, I did not. I did mention it. My bad. You just had your coffee? Awesome. I don't think I've ever asked you that, Ven. How do you take your coffee? I always take mine with a little bit of milk. No sugar. It does depend. If I have espresso at a restaurant or a bar, I do put sugar in it. And I do like a good cappuccino. And then I don't put sugar in that as well. If they actually can do steamed milk, I'll take it. Outside of that, I don't actually drink, I try to stay away from any of those coffee store things, which is more sugar and milk than actual coffee in there. I don't like to drink those at all, and I try to stay away from that. But yeah, how do you like your coffee? Or for everyone in chat or for anyone in chat who actually likes coffee or tea. Tea is also good, I guess. They're not doing anything because it's still in early access. No, that makes sense, but there's a lot of early access games that already get advertised, but it seems that they don't feel like they do. But that's very fair, I suppose. You forgot it is St. Patrick's Day. I mean, do you celebrate it? Because okay, where I live, if you go to the Irish pub, sure, they'll celebrate it, but it's not a big thing, not unlike our own National Day. Saint Subaru's Day. That I'm not getting. For me, Subaru is a car. So... Oh, Subaru is what you call Patrick. Okay. You go with French dark roast, with French vanilla, or hazelnut creamer. I've never. Oh, that. Yeah, I've never really been a big fan of creamer. I prefer putting actual milk in. It's a meme. Well, I'm sorry for making you sad that I don't know this meme, but I have never heard of this meme. For me, Subaru is a car brand. They are evolved just by making somebody everyone will talk about it. Is the company of being the power of being a company that's famous for putting out banger after banger, and even now Deadlock's a banger. They recently did a huge map rework, removing a whole lane. Oh, really? I mean, that is true. I'm pretty sure that at this point, Valve can put out anything and people will be at least excited for it. Unless it was egregiously bad, which I don't think Valve will ever do. I think at worst, they'll put out something that is, fine. But I have not, yeah. I have no doubts that they will do a fine job. Anyway, let's have a look, shall we? Oh, it's a holiday, but for you it's another work day. Oh no, really? That's stupid. Thank you for letting me nerd out. You gotta head to work. I hope you have a great rest of your stream. Thank you you're very welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope work goes well. And yeah, let's keep sleuthing.
Your heart is pure gold, buddy. But you know it's not that easy. Clawville isn't what it used to be.
All right, let's go have a look. Oh, it's an insect. It's a fly guy. Okay, let's go have a talk to them.
Hey, pal.
Oh, ew. Okay. Oh, they even have 4 arms and everything. Or that's different.
Can you hear me?
I don't think they're very talkative. We can have a look at the hive. Actually, let's have a look at the hive.
There used to be such life around here before it became an insect ghetto.
That was a very long time ago, Marty.
I was a little chick, and the hop dog had the best pancakes in the entire city.
Well, since Zip became the owner, the cook, and the waitress, I imagine it's all gone downhill.
True.
But at least the coffee's good.
That's right. I have no idea what that mongrel's doing with it, and I don't want to know, but its aroma is unbeatable.
All right, well, let's go in and have a talk with Zip, shall we?
The place is deserted. Poor Zip.
You're right.
Yep, the guy's middle name is Bad Luck.
That's for sure.
There's a jukebox, there's a poster. Oh, look. Fly with me, baby. Casta Mavis, the new star of rock and roll.
Voila, the master himself.
What a finch.
Sonny, he's a pigeon, not a finch.
Don't make me angry, Marty.
Okay, I was only joking.
That's a pigeon, all right. With a cat and... Oh, I keep forgetting. Is that... It's not... That's some sort of penguin, but I never remember which one. There's some cold coffee, there's a jukebox. Oh, Zip is a raccoon. Let's go. Let's go have a talk and look at Zip.
He sure didn't get any younger.
Or prettier.
Damn.
You think he's still mad at us?
Frankly, Marty, I don't give a damn.
Okay, we have some history with Zip. Let's go have a chat with
boys.
him.
Now, get the hell out of here while I'm asking nicely.
I don't think Zip remembers us that fondly.
Hey, is that how you greet 2 old friends?
Hey, I'm not joking, Sonny. I got a shotgun under the bar.
Shit, we should have brought our own one.
No, you don't, because if you had, we'd arrest you here and now.
If there's still life in you when you're full of buckshot.
It's going well so far.
We're just here for a coffee, Zip, okay? Like old times.
Nothing's like old times. Haven't you noticed?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it's quite noticeable.
Shit. All right. And where'd you blow in from?
We haven't been anywhere yet, but we're going somewhere.
Everybody's going somewhere, right?
True that.
Tell me, how much do you know, Zip?
It depends. How deep is it?
Bottom of the well kind. Goes down around Ibn Wessler.
Holy hell! Wessler? You've dipped your wings in deep shit, boys.
Damn.
If you've got anything on him, don't keep it to yourself. We'd be grateful.
think this is the part where Zip says, my memory is a little hazy. You know, maybe you boys could jog it a little bit.
Grateful. Maybe you're not gonna trash my joint this time, huh? You know, Ibn's acting strange nowadays. He always believed that if you want something done, you do it yourself. That's how it was for years anyway.
And?
But now, he left his real estate, the fish racing clubs, the casinos, and the bars to his right-hand man, Mongrel Mick. And ever since, he's been kinda weird. Bottomed out, brooding in the seediest joints of the city. Nobody ever knew him to be like this. Weird, huh?
Yeah, weird. Do you think it's about a lady?
It's always about a lady.
With you it is, Marty.
Well, there is a woman.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it.
But not like you think.
Is this gonna cost much?
Only a favor, like the good old days.
Favor is usually worse than giving them straight cash, from my experience at least.
Okay, I'm in.
Alright then, Zip. We can actually ask them. Okay, so we're not gonna make the same mistake. We're forgetting to ask about anything. We should probably try and hear out Zip as much as we can. Let's try asking him about the club.
Have you ever been to that place?
Of course, 100 times. Everyone who matters in this city's been there. Sorry, guys. But then, it had a different name and a different owner.
Interesting.
Business affairs, right?
Yeah, that was the dark era, Sonny. I don't want to talk about it.
Roger that.
I've got to say, you've revamped the joint pretty well.
Yeah, after you trashed it, I had to.
Look, I'm sorry, Zip. That ocelot and his gorilla.
Got into a brawl with a gorilla? Damn, Sonny, I didn't know you had that in you.
Baboon, not gorilla.
Okay, baboon, still.
Whatever.
Sonny, what's your beak?
So you owe me one until about the end of time. But I'd settle for you washing up here for a few years after retirement, Sonny.
Mind your tongue, furball.
Let's ask about West.
So, Ibn's gone insane.
Love will kill you in the end, they say.
Seems like everyone's in a poetic mood today.
You're one to talk, by the way.
Huh? Why?
Doesn't get it. Alright, let's see what he knows about Katsenko.
Is she really that dangerous?
What woman isn't, huh?
I mean, knowing about these lines of biz, he has a point.
No, Zip. I mean, really dangerous.
She's got the most influential gangster of the city wrapped around her finger. She calls him her little furball. How dangerous do you think she is?
That is an awful nickname. And let's ask how Zip is doing.
Younger, pal.
Damn, you're so... You know how to land the compliments, Sonny.
You're telling me? You look like you haven't had a good night's sleep since forever.
To be honest, I've never had a good night's sleep in my life.
You will when the big sleep comes.
And what are your plans? Dying behind the bar?
Of course. You got a better idea?
A couple, yeah. But somehow this suits you.
You know what? Your mother's a goat.
What an insult.
That Natasha...
Is that so? Interesting.
Oh, he actually has more to say.
Yeah, she's got a fantastic voice. Makes men go crazy. But we all know that's not what's important. Then suddenly, bam! She got the whole club. Just like that. But we know exactly how it was.
I can imagine, yeah. Since then, it operates under the name the Czar Club, right?
The old click is still clicking, right? Yeah. The club was renamed and remodeled. Everyone knows she was Ibn's lover, but she's not your usual canary. She didn't get involved in Ibn's dirty dealings.
Then how exactly does she fit into the picture?
Check this. A few months ago, the old rat pulled out of his own businesses and gave control to Mongrel Mick and his mob.
Okay, that's more or less what we already heard from you, Zip.
Mongrel Mick? Doesn't sound familiar.
Mick the Marauder ring a bell?
Damn, that little monkey came this far?
I think that little shit took advantage of Ibn not being himself.
Which has something to do with this Natasha, right?
That's my guess.
Thanks for the straight dope, Zip. We owe you one.
One? You owe me the price of a new coffee shop, remember?
Okay. Whatever you need. Just call us.
I clucking will.
Thanks, pal.
Hey, I'm not your pal, Marty.
I'm not your friend, pal. Alright, good to know. What else is there to see? You could have a look at the menu, I guess. Look at the doodles. All the colors go. Cluck the king. Beautiful. Classy establishment, for sure. Look at the menu, shall we? Almost ham and potato, quasi meat and cheese, all but touché soufflé. Of course, in an animal world, I'm gonna suspect it's gonna be synthetic meat. That doesn't surprise me at all. Hot dog with kinds of grass.
You still don't eat meat, old man?
I'm a rooster, a chicken. Why the hell would I eat meat?
I don't mean real meat. I'm not a lunatic. But a meat substitute? There's about 10 different kinds. Have you never tried any of them?
Why would I? If I don't eat meat, why would I eat a substitute?
Don't tell me the codex entry is about ourselves eating meat. Or not eating meat, to be honest.
Because you can. That's the point.
Wild gods, Marty. Stop being such a sheep. Do you fall for those adverts?
Substitute isn't meat, Sonny. And if it's tasty, why wouldn't I eat it?
I don't care what you eat, but don't be surprised when you lose all your feathers or you try to bite off your own leg one day.
Fair enough. Point taken. Alright, let's get out of here, shall we? And let's review quickly what we have learned before we go in there. So what do we know about Natasha? So, the employer of Ibanez, apparently she's receiving threats. Girlfriend of Ibn Wessler, runs the club. She was the singing sensation of the Millions, later became the owner under Ib's patronage. Not much is known of her past before the Millions. Okay, so the Millions is probably what the Tsar Club was before. So let's go have a chat with them. Is there anything else we'd like to go? Ah, there's something at the hotel. Let's have a quick look there then.
Yeesh. My condolences, pal. I see your cleaning lady died.
God damn, Marty.
Yeah, she set foot in the bedroom once. I haven't seen her since. I didn't dare to go after her.
Oh, I wouldn't want to go in there either. But what's that smell?
Cigarettes and whiskey.
Ah, of course.
Yeah, with a hint of dirty laundry, but no, this is lavender?
Ah, that. Now that's got to be the Ibanez dame. You know, the broad who gave me the letter. And the job, obviously.
Ah, pretty, huh? I can smell it. She's an exotic, too. An impala, maybe?
How did you even guess that?
Furry hell. That's why Chief Inspector Bloodboil hates you so much. He's jealous because your nose is better than a clucking bloodhound.
The bitter old dog. He just hates all foul.
Ah, true. Except for Monica.
Monica's a fairy, not a bird. So, what now?
Well, let's gather my stuff and head to the club. We gotta find out who this Natasha is and what she wants from us. I mean, what she really wants.
After you, Boss Bird. I wouldn't like to touch anything in here anyway. If it's okay, I'll just stand around and stare out the window?
Sure, just do it quietly.
Alright. Was there anything else we needed? No, the drawer is empty. I don't think we're gonna go into our bedroom. We don't really need to ring anyone. Do you need something from the books? The cabinet,
I don't
maybe?
even know where the key is. Whatever's inside is gonna stay there forever.
Well, that answers my question.
Books I'm never gonna read. Maybe nobody ever has.
Okay, no reading either. I understand how it is. Is there anything we need to speak to Marty about still? Let me have a quick look.
When was the last time I was here?
I don't know. Years ago. When Molly left.
Whew, that was a wild night.
Yeah.
You know, Sonny, you can call me. Not just when you want to investigate some shady case from a shady dame and you need a big meat shield to cover your ass.
Times have changed, Marty. And I don't call anyone.
All right, Boss Bird. Whatever you say.
What can I ask him about? Let's see what he knows about the club.
Have you been there before?
Never. You know, it's not my style. It's too fancy for me. I'm more like the smoky, smelly, ramshackle little joint type.
Yeah, same here.
Fair enough.
But we're not gonna mingle like this, right?
We're not searching for a tailor on New Year's Eve, okay? We'll go as we are.
That'll be exciting.
Let's just stay out of trouble, okay?
What trouble?
That's the spirit.
Let's see what he thinks about Ibanez.
So she just turned up with a message and this flyer, and you fell for it?
Maybe I was bored. Or maybe there's more to this thing than meets the eye.
Yeah, there's always more.
You bet.
Maybe I just wanted to meet you for old time's sake.
That's not funny.
I've never had a good sense of humor. You know that better than anyone.
That's for sure.
What does he think about the
Club,
message?
huh? My city's on fire. Sounds good. But that's all? It's kind of weak for a clue.
It's not a clue. It's just a guide. By the way, it's New Year's Eve. We deserve some fun, right?
Well, that's true. But it's never that easy with you, Boss Bird. There's something you're not telling me, right?
Nothing important, Marty.
Yeah. If you say so.
Okay, so clearly we did not show Marty the backside of that paper. We did not show him the message. That's for sure.
Oh, hi, Mr. Sinclair. How are we?
Sinclair is doing fine, thanks. Anyway, you still talk to your guns?
Oh, so Sonny named his one Sinclair, or?
Yeah. And so what? Other animals talk to their plants. Crazy, isn't it? At least a gun has a soul. And it's useful.
I can't believe you're allowed to walk around freely, Birdie.
Oh, if you only knew what I'm packing right now.
I don't want to know what's under your feathers, Marty.
Damn. I think it's, that's been about 2 hours before we had the first cock joke. This is a game I got my eyes on so bad. You enjoying it, Jay? Yes, I am. Welcome in, Riri. How are you? The Chimkin police is doing very well. I hope you are good. Unfortunately, we're going to be taking a break just now, so if you were here to look for the game, then you'll have to wait a couple minutes. I hope that's okay for you, Riri. And for everyone else, of course. But anyway, I will... Yeah, let's go into the break, shall we? Before I actually have to do... Before I get spammed with redeems by... The warnings have been distributed. The cock jokes have been delivered. Let's keep moving, shall we? And I think... We can still go back to the hot dog. What is there over here that we have missed? We already talked to Zip, so I think we'll go to the club, shall we?
Midnight had passed, and the intoxicated madness kicked in. We could only crawl along Shalva District's main street toward downtown. The city's heart beat differently. Ancient buildings were defaced by neon signs and billboards, like half-drunk lovers on a fine leather sofa. Great old houses neighbored by garish modern blocks. A place that makes the head hurt. The Tsar's huge neon sign was visible for miles. A blazing red sign advertised tonight's main attraction, the amazing Natasha. Cops were never welcomed at places like this. I hoped we were too late for the show. We had to be inconspicuous, but it was never easy with this bird mountain by my side.
Is that...
So this is the famous Tsar Club.
More like infamous, Marty. It's not for our kind, that's for sure. And I don't mean that they don't like foul here.
Well, at least we don't have to be afraid that they see you as a detective, Boss Bird.
Very funny, Marty.
So what are we gonna do now?
We find Natasha, the broad who sent me the message, remember? But first, we need to get into the club. And Marty, please, don't monkey this up.
Excuse me? On behalf of the well-respected and noble primate community of Clawville?
Cut the crap, Marty. Let's focus on what we're here for, okay?
As you say, Boss Bird.
I'm gonna get Jason to start calling me Boss Bird as well. Yo, it is Lewis. Huh. And he's here with a stork.
Honestly, I think these types of women only see faceless tuxedos, cufflinks, and wallets. And in the mirror, they're just brooches, necklaces, and earrings.
Don't be so radical, Marty. They're women. They live by different rules.
That was kind of deep.
And also, not very correct, but roll with it.
It's not. Just bullshit. There's more where that came from.
Ooh, teach me, Master.
When you're old and wise like me, you'll realize none of it is worth a damn thing.
Wait, that was deep again, right?
Maybe it was, Marty. Maybe it was.
Amazing.
What a dipshit. My city is on fire in the show tonight. So is this parking, newspaper? Maybe you should have a look at the
Do you
newspaper,
remember when the
actually.
Clawville Chronicle was a really high-quality newspaper?
You mean when they wrote something about us daily?
Yeah. What exactly happened to them?
Well, they got bored with us, Marty. And to be honest, so did I.
But still, here we are working together again. Funny, huh?
Yeah, hilarious.
Okay. Do you have much to say about the poster, about the sign? We could have a look at the advertisements.
Huh. I like this.
Why is that?
I don't know. 'Cause it's moving, I guess.
You're very easily entertained, Marty.
You're a simple bird, aren't you?
This is exactly what I was going to say.
Yes, I am.
Moonlight Boulevard. All right. Well, let's have a little chat with Lewis, shall we?
Hey, that's your old friend, right? Wait, what was his name? Lawrence? Lamar? No, Liam.
Lewis. Yes, it's him.
To be honest, Sonny, I always thought that guy's not all there in the head.
Nobody's perfectly sane in Clawville, Marty. But if not for this old rabbit, I wouldn't be here today. I'll never forget that.
Should I thank him for that?
Or kill him for it?
You're reading my mind, boss.
Let's have a look at it. Let's have a...
Sonny, my dear friend.
Considering that it seems like Lewis is also going to be here tonight, maybe we should have a bit of a chat with him.
Hi, Lewis. This is my partner, but I'm sure you already know.
You have no idea how happy I am to meet you, Mr. Marty. I'm a big admirer of your work.
Pleasure's all mine, Lawrence.
Already pushed the name.
Lawrence? Anyways, so the legendary chicken police back together? Isn't it amazing news?
You're much more excited about this than we are.
Don't ruffle my feathers, Lewis. Those days are long gone. We're just here for the entertainment. Or something like that.
I see. That's a shame.
See you inside?
I have something to do, my pal, but I'll try to make it for the main event.
Now what would that be?
Okay then. Catch you later, pal.
All right. So have a look at the car as well.
Look at that. Isn't that the new
It is, Marty. A brand new 942 Silver Hawk. Haven't seen such beauty since I left Iveria.
Of all that's furry, whose is it?
Maybe it's Ibn Wessler's. I guess he's no paper tiger.
Yeah, he sounds like a fellow who drives around in one of these. Lucky bastard.
Alright, I think that's enough. Let me just have a quick look at the codex, because what is they're talking about Iveria. So the Hive is part of the city and then became a ghetto, which has riots. Okay, that's pretty bad. And Iveria, a country inhabited exclusively by birds. Amazing. This must be the best country ever. Of the Chronicles, a newspaper. Mick is one of the most infamous henchmen of Ibn Wessler. Meat substitutes made it possible to reduce meat consumption, predation, and domestic cannibalism. This makes sense. Not long after the meat war and the following economic crisis, a fire almost destroyed the entire city of Clawville. But even the Ritter Times was able to stand in this way. Okay. Do we have anything more? We should probably read up on Natasha if we're going to talk to her. Okay, these are all things that we already had a look at. Let's have a talk to... Let's have a look at the bouncer and then have a chat, alright?
Jeez, look at that guy.
That's not a guy. That's a demon. Straight from the dog-eared pages of a cheap detective novel.
Aren't we in a cheap detective novel?
Yeah, I bet his name's Bill.
Nah, he's definitely a Bob.
$5 for Bill?
Okay, I'm in.
Alright, let's see. Is it Bill or is it going to be Bob?
Howdy, pal.
Gentlemen, how can I help you on this wonderful, chilly night?
We're expected in the VIP lounge.
Nice bluff, Sonny.
My apologies, but I don't remember ever seeing you gentlemen here before. May I ask?
Stop right there, big guy. I get it. Yeah, I know exactly how this works. So what do you have to do to get in?
Nothing's easier, sir. Are you on the list?
The list? Yeah,
don't tell me you forgot.
I'm afraid I did, Marty. Sorry, big guy, but I'm pretty sure we're not on the list tonight.
That's a shame. I'm really sorry, sirs. In that case, you can't come in.
I can't really place this guy's accent. I'm not really sure what they're trying to go for.
Yeah, right. Thanks.
My pleasure, gentlemen.
It's not really French, is it? Well, what can we ask about? We could try and ask about... Can we try and ask something about Natasha?
What can you tell me about the first lady of the place, big guy?
You mean Miss Natasha Katsenko, sir?
He's pretty talkative for a bouncer. Most of the ones I've met are pretty gruff people.
You're right on point, pal.
Nothing you don't know already, sir.
Just try me.
Well, she owns the place.
And, that's it? Well, that's, unbelievable.
Pardon, monsieur, but I'm not
okay, he is supposed
to
be
anything
French.
More.
Okay, he is supposed to be French. That makes... now that he says monsieur, I get it. I wasn't really sure. I couldn't really place it for a moment, but... It's because it's a lot more stereotypical than the usual French people I hear. So, forgive me for that. What can you tell us about
guy,
Lewis?
You know Mr. Lewis Hayworth?
But of course, Mr. Hayworth is an impeccable gentleman, and also a frequent visitor of the club.
Is that so? Good to know. And?
I'm afraid that is all, monsieur.
And, what about...
Look, I really don't want any trouble, but...
You're gonna try pull the copper badge?
It's even more inconvenient for me, sir, but... This place doesn't like, coppers. Forgive the slang. I can't let just anybody in, and there are some I am strictly forbidden to. Please, you have to understand.
Okay, so I think this was probably a bad gamble on our parts.
Listen here, you cow. Do you have any idea who we are? You ever read the papers?
Oh, god damn it. God damn it, Marty. This is starting with the insults again.
Of course, I know who you are, sir. I get the news and more. And I must admit, it's an honor to meet you in person, Mr. Santino Featherland and Mr. Marty McChicken. The Bell of the Pantheress is one of my favorite books.
Oh my god, not the books again.
So it would be terribly inconvenient for me if I had to use force on you, gentlemen.
What did you just say?
Marty, calm down. This is not gonna get us anywhere.
Relax, Marty. This guy has chicks like you for breakfast. Thanks for the information, pal. Have a nice night.
Thank you for understanding, gentlemen. And forgive me for my austere composition.
No problem, Shakespeare.
Alright, so that's not gonna do it. You can try to talk to him again. Does that get us anywhere?
Just one more thing. This list of yours, where should we sign up again?
I'm afraid if you don't know, it's not my place to tell you, sir. Excusez-moi, the regulations, you know.
You hear that, Sonny?
Actually, I should have known that accent because I don't know if you... I don't know, Chad, if you know the game There Is No Game. I think there was a Flash game, and then the person made a sequel, which was its own game, which was called There Is No Game, Wrong Dimension. And the narrator has a very similar voice to this, a very similar accent to this. And I remember people saying, they were commenting on it, it's like, that's a very strange accent. And the narrator of that game, which was also the game developer, did say that, look, I am French. There's not much I can do about that. That's what I sound like.
I do, Marty. I do.
You saw some gameplay of it?
I'm lose my crest from this guy. Just wait.
Just don't get too excited, Marty. Not tonight.
You saw some gameplay of it?
Thanks, pal.
Alright, so fortunately the bouncer's gonna be able to help us. But wait, Lewis goes to this place. Doesn't Lewis know how to get us in?
Look, Lewis, that bouncer over there.
Well, yes. He is a bit intimidating, but his manners are impeccable. Am I right?
He is, not as unfriendly as I was expecting. That is very true.
Yes, indeed, but it seems tonight we're not on his list.
Oh, I see. Oh, I get it. I get it. You'd like to go in, but he won't let you.
Starting to connect the dots, are we, Lewis?
Yeah, something like that.
No problem at all. Come with me. I'll talk to him.
Much obliged, pal.
Yeah, thanks, Bunny.
Excuse me.
Uh-oh. Marty's, not very good at calling people the right things.
Ah, jeez, what the hell's wrong with you, Marty?
What? Did I say something wrong?
Okay, let's have a chat with him again then, with Lewis.
How'd you do?
Everything's fine, Mr. Aworth.
Good. Look, this noble pair of pigeons are my
pigeons.
friends. They're on the list, okay?
L'archelamonde, sir.
And as for you, you owe me one, gentlemen.
Thanks, old pal.
It was my pleasure to help you, as always.
Well, let's go in then.
The jazz overwhelmed us. There was no band in sight, yet the music seeped from the walls like years of cigarette smoke and the smell of spilt whiskey. Behind the bar, rows of fancy bottles reflected the harmonious voices of pretty dames and the clinking of crystal glass. It was the kind of place that makes you drunk, even if you've never had a sip. A dangerous place for someone like me. No matter how alien I felt, it was strangely like coming home. Welcome to the Tsar. Well, here we are.
Mother of...
I take you to the nicest places, eh, sweetheart?
Oh, does it mean you're buying, honey?
Don't even think about it.
Ah, men these days. So, we're here to find a dame called Natasha.
I have a hunch she won't be hard to find. Let's mingle and try to avoid suspicion.
I think we're already plenty suspicious, considering one of us is wearing a leather trench coat and the other a... I'm not even sure what kind of coat I would call that. Yo, Zion Lunar, thank you so much for the raids. Dragon raid? Draco raid? Let's go. I hope you had a good time with Rabbit and Steel. I hope you're both doing well. For those of you coming along that don't know me, my name is Jay, and together with Jason, who's perched in the lower left corner, we run the Gilded Cage, where you can grab a quiet drink, as long as you don't ask too many questions. When we're not doing that, because as you can tell, we are off duty right now, we play games, and today we're playing Chicken Police, a hard-boiled noir detective visual novel, where our titular characters, Marty and Sunny, are on screen right now. The titular Chicken Police. You raged on normal mode? Oh no. I'm sorry to hear that, because I've played the game myself quite a bit. I don't think I've ever managed to beat it on the harder modes, but I've definitely done a couple of normal runs. Not alone, but with friends. So, Flower Delivery, thank you so much. And thank you for the hydrate as well. If you need to raid and run Lunar, or should I call you Tyr, and Zai, please do so. If you have to eat and drink, get something to eat, drink. If you have to raid and run, or have to run errands, or be anywhere else really, then please do so. And if not, you're more than welcome to hang with us at the Gilded Cage. And same for all of you raiders. Take care of yourselves, alright? And thank you again for the raids, and thank you for being here. It gets frustrating, it can be. I've had several times myself where sometimes you don't always get the items that you need. Thank you so much for the follow as well. Appreciate it. I should probably set up a thing for that. Thank you for the follow, Tier. I really need to sort that out. I'm not sure why it doesn't put a chat message anymore for if someone gives me a follow. I probably forgot to re-enable that, but that's not a big issue anyway. Anyway, let's go into the Tsar Club and let's have a look around, shall we?
Just like always.
No, Marty, not like always. This time it's for real.
Something about the visual scratches my brain the right way. Yeah, I'd really like the noir feel as well. I like the era appropriate feel of the game too. Oh wow, this is quite the establishment, isn't it? Damn, I'm jealous. Wish my place was as nice as this. Of course, I do come with... Oh shit, why is this person so close to us? You can grab the fancy whiskey? Can we just grab it out of their hands? Maybe not. Hey Froggy, welcome in. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Actually, we have not seen any frogs yet in this game, so maybe we will run into a frog. But thank you so much for dropping by. I hope you're doing well. Anyway, let's... you know what? Since you're staring at us, maybe let's try and grab the whiskey first and then let's talk to this fine gentleman over here.
Look, Sonny, I know it's not my place, but Laura's father went to that guy when his, problems had gone too far.
You're treading on thin ice, Marty.
No, I just... Look, fellas at the station are talking, all kinds of things. Moses, Plato, Bosco, and the others.
Talking, eh? About what? About why Blood Boil took my badge? About what an untrustworthy alcoholic wreck I am?
Look, I'm sorry, it doesn't matter.
Good, and let it stay that way.
At least we're cracking this one together, yeah?
Sure, Marty.
Oh shit, we really straight up stole a bottle of whiskey. Okay then. Alright, why are you staring at us? Who are you?
Hey, there's Fillmore.
Oh, we actually know this person. Okay.
Who? Oh, yes. Fillmore. Because that's what he calls himself, right?
You know him well?
We had some seriously wild cases together, yes. Mainly in Averia, way before Clawville. Another place and another life.
I hate how Averia is a much better name for anything bird-related than I ever came up with. Oh, before I forget to ask Blurky, I hope your stream was well, because I saw you were live before. I should probably have a quick look at that as well. Yeah. Give me a moment. I just need to swap something out. I'm sorry that it kills the music. It always does when I tap out of games, and it's very frustrating, but I wish it wasn't always the case. So we just have a quick look, shall we? I'm mostly making sure that a friend of mine is not going live. They are actually live. Okay. Let me drop. You do have to run, but I wish you all the dragon luck for you and your stream. I appreciate that so much, Tyr. Thank you. It went well? Awesome. I'm glad to hear that.
Sounds good. Like the blurb of some cheap Pulp Fiction book.
Yeah, it was the exact opposite. But the old bird's worth saying hi to.
Alright, let's have a chat with Filmar, shall we?
Well, well. If it isn't the great detective, Marlowe.
Blow me, Sonny. You know I don't use that name anymore.
Okay, Mr. Dumbass Alias Phil Marlowe.
So says someone who tried to go undercover with the Feather Pillow Mafia is a turkey. Right, Mr. Turk Cayman?
Turk Cayman? Amazing.
Hey, that was a long time ago. I was young.
And I stick to my principles and my stupidity. Phil Marlowe, and that's that. Don't rile me up, you old fart.
Okay, fair enough. Sorry, I'm a little clucked tonight.
I know the feeling, pal. By the way, what are you two doing here? You stick out a bit. Are you here for a good old-fashioned beating?
Whoa. Alright, see you later. Have a good one. Thank you.
We stick out? Man, you look terrible. Like someone who sat on an electric pole.
Don't even ask. I feel exactly like that.
You want a case?
5 feet tall, half of that legs. Angelic voice, demonic eyes, just the usual.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
And you?
Something like that. Just don't know the exact numbers yet. A dame named Natasha. She called us here. If I'm not mistaken, the joint is hers.
Yeah, she owns the joint, amongst others. Well, good luck, guys. That broad has a reputation. She's not the kind to toy with, if you know what I mean.
Any useful information?
For free?
Stop clucking around, Filmar.
All right, but just because of the old days. Look for me after you've talked to her. You wouldn't understand what I have to say about her before then. Don't leave unless you're thrown out, in which case, you know the drill. We don't know each other, I'll deny you in a blink.
Good to see you too, old pal. We'll be back.
Uh-huh. Alright. What's this then, eh? Are these people that walked in, or what am I looking at? Oh, they walked in. Oh, that is Ib. Okay. And Ib is with someone. Okay, interesting. I don't feel like we should go and walk up to them just right now. Maybe have a little bit of a chat around with the other people. Bartenders always have useful things to say.
2 whiskeys, kid. And no horsing around.
Damn.
I've never heard that one before. Sonny, you gotta drive, you know?
Yeah, you're right, Marty. Hey, Longface, give me a glass of tap water too, okay?
Yes, sir. Coming right up. That wasn't exactly what I meant.
What can we ask them about? Let's ask them about Kitsenko.
Tell me, hey breath, have you seen Natasha tonight?
Sonny, calm the fuck down. What? I know he's been drinking, but damn.
Not yet, sir. But she's coming on soon.
Well, can you tell me anything about Mr. Ibn Wessler?
Sir, I don't want to.
What about, let's see, $5 maybe?
A bit of crappy bribe.
But, sir, you haven't even paid for your drinks yet. Yeah, stop riding on the details, Big Nose. You do your job, and we'll do ours, okay?
I mean, we're not here for work, of course. We're just here to relax.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Just a little fun. Of course, gentlemen.
Alright, I don't think we're gonna get much out of them. There's a waitress.
She has pretty long legs. I mean, pretty and long legs for a squirrel, but I don't want to be prejudiced.
I think you've already proven that there's a lot of prejudice going around, Marty.
We're not here to stare at pretty squirrels. We're here to investigate, remember?
Alright. Big buck, fox guy. Some couple that seems irrelevant now. Well, let's have a look at them.
Where the hell is Natasha?
Well, let's ask that stud over there with those nice gals.
That guy looks way too horny for my taste.
God damn it.
Oh man, your sense of humor is bad as ever.
You just need to get used to it again.
What
What about the fox?
A fox is a wolf who sends flowers.
What?
Oh, nothing. I read it somewhere.
Fascinating. I didn't know you could read.
Very funny.
You'll hear me laugh a lot at this game. I'm definitely someone who enjoys the kind of humor where you just take the complete piss out of people. Maybe let's have a look at the henchman.
This guy
first.
is certainly not a gangster henchman.
Of course he's not.
Can we have a look at it?
Isn't that?
Yes.
Is that a raccoon in the back?
The great Ibn Wessler in the flesh. So
you
much
missed
for our incognito.
So, welcome back, Snooky. You did miss Zip, who is an actual raccoon. I don't think there's another one in here, but I will have a look for you.
You think he noticed us?
Only if he's not entirely blind.
Great.
Well, where do you see a raccoon? There's a bobcat. That's an alpaca, I think, or a llama. That's a goat. Deer. That's a fox. That's a cheetah. Deer. Buck. That's a ferret, I think. Squirrel. Our friend Filmar is a hawk, and then there's a horse. But since you mention it, we have met Zip now. Where's Zip? Where is he? Oh, there he is. So we did actually meet Zip, who is a raccoon, so there is a raccoon in the game. Hey, Cav, how are you doing? Welcome in. Did you get some good food? Raccoon, yes. But, yeah, so Zip is a bit of an ass, but he also seems like a... We got KFC. Okay, never mind. That's not good food. That's a mediocre food. But anyway, let's have a look at who Zip is with.
That woman with Ibn. I think I know her from somewhere.
Maybe in your dreams, pal.
Alright, let's try and have a chat with Ibn, shall we?
Just act nonchalant, my friend.
No, it can't be.
What now?
Is that Olivia?
No, Marty.
Hey, Olivia.
Are you talking to me?
It's me, Marty McChicken.
I don't think Marty is very good at this.
Oh, God.
What a pleasant surprise. The Rooster Copper's in person.
Okay, so Ibn does know who we are.
Chicken police. But yeah, Mr. Wessler, you could say so. The name's...
Sonny Featherland, of course. Chicken police. Your partner is, he is,
completely irrelevant.
Marty McChicken, sir. I just introduced myself to your lady companion seconds ago.
Ah, yes, of course, the magical girl outfit. That's gonna help us sleuth around.
Oh, yeah. I'm so happy to see you.
Hello, boys.
So, to what do we owe this pleasure, gentlemen?
Yeah, so, we were, just in the neighborhood, and...
Cut the crap, Marty. All right, we're here for your sweetheart, Natasha.
Oh, I see.
No big deal. Just a blackmail thing. You know, horrifying threats written on the wall with blood-red paint. The usual stuff. You must be familiar with this kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, indeed. It's, Nasty business. But I didn't know Natasha hired a detective because of this simple matter. But to be honest, I understand. I would have taken matters into my own hands, you see. But I'm kind of busy.
You see? Yeah.
Mr. Wessler had a meeting with Attorney General Hamtaro yesterday, so he's rather tired. If you would excuse us.
There is no way there is someone actually called Hamtaro. No way. Alright, but we get it. You're tired. No worries.
Oh, dear Olivia, it's okay. These gentlemen are just doing their job, right? And if I've heard correctly, they're notoriously thorough. So, how can I help you?
We've got a few questions, if you don't mind.
I'm at your service.
Alright, let's have a chat with Ibn, alright? What can we ask him about? Let's ask him about the club.
You got here.
Well, thank you, but it's not mine. Not anymore. But I'm sure you already know that. Listen, detective. If you want to know something, please ask straight, huh?
All right, Mr. Wessler, let's make this a bit more professional.
Okay. Now the question here is, do we want to keep asking him just casual stuff, or do we want to try and interrogate him? I'm gonna try at least ask him about Natasha.
Detective.
All right, Mr. Wessler.
Okay, that's not gonna work. Is there anything else we can get from Olivia? Doesn't seem like she wants to speak to us. Okay, we're gonna question
Wessler is a tricky guy. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about him, so I have to be cunning. I can't just pin him against a wall. Yet.
So sadly, I didn't exactly look at my codex before. But okay, so Detective Meter is in the negative because he doesn't want to talk to us. But let's ask him about the blackmail.
How did you feel when you heard about the blackmail?
Honestly, I found it ridiculous.
And now?
Now I'm kind of interested. But I wouldn't call it blackmail yet. They're just empty threats. There were no demands.
They never said what was the actual demand, right?
Good point.
Thank you. Are we done?
No, not quite.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Alright. May I ask what you do? I mean, I think if we waste Ib's time with worthless questions, kind of bad, but we could see. Maybe we should ask him, why didn't you just call the police if it's a simple case, right?
Why didn't you just call the police?
Huh? Why? What would have been the use of that? A few messages aren't enough for a case. You should know that.
Harassment makes for a case. So do threats.
Who were you trying to convince, Sonny, huh? They would have laughed in my face. Anyway, you know, the police station. Once I set foot in there, nah, I'm not coming out again.
Your lawyers are too good for that, Ibn.
Also fair points.
Yeah, I guess you're right, chicken.
Okay, that was the worst thing to ask. Do you really think we're that stupid? I don't know if I want to try and go with this kind of line, but considering the other one wasn't so good. I think I'm still gonna try.
Reason to blackmail your girlfriend.
I still think I'm gonna be try and be a little nice, because I think if we go straight up, quit beating around the bush, my man, then I'm probably gonna lock up and not tell us anything anymore.
I don't know. Maybe because she's my girlfriend.
You think that's enough?
It's plenty enough.
Good point.
Oh, are you finally getting to a point, or do you really want to dig around in my private life? Because people who do that end up in the alley, if you catch my drift.
Very much so, Mr. Wessler. Wessler is tougher than I thought, and he's secretive. It's time to gently beat around the bush.
Mm-hmm. I'm kind of thinking, do I want to try and dig around about Natasha stuff? We should ask if they're close. I mean, that's a stupid question for a supposed girlfriend. Let's try asking if there's anything else.
In Natasha's past. I mean, threats, blackmail, enemies or insane fans, psychopath pianists, perhaps.
Oh, you always have got to be afraid of those crazy pianists.
I don't know about enemies, but she's a celebrity. A star shining bright in Clawville's night sky. Do you understand? She gets endless fan mail. It could be anybody. I wouldn't overreact.
Natasha doesn't feel that way.
I've noticed.
Okay, that was good. Okay, asking about his relationship is probably not going to be great, but you could probably ask about
Do you
one of the
think one of her
fans.
fans is the culprit? Someone who can't take rejection, maybe.
Why not? It's quite common.
It's a typical motive, indeed. Any ideas who it could be?
Yeah. Attorney General Hamtaro is obsessed with Natasha, but he's more like the kiss on the hand, flowers bowing type. Throwing bricks through the window is not his style. I can't think of anybody else. Or rather, I can think of everybody else. About half the city, actually.
Well, knowing that about the Hamtaro is pretty good to know, though.
I get it.
Were you willing to testify at the station? That's fucking stupid. He will never do this. How did you meet? Have there been similar threats in the past? I think we already kind of asked that, didn't it?
Have there been similar threats in the past?
Right to the point, yeah? Yeah, I get it. But sadly, this is a dead end, my friend. No threats like these, whether you believe it or not.
Well, it really seems like a dead end, so I'll just back up and try from a different angle.
Are you really saying that to the person you're trying to interrogate?
You do that.
Yes, that's kind of stupid. Right. Let's ask them about the
boss and the pussycat, eh? How did you even meet?
Huh? Are you trying to piss me off, Corpora, so I accidentally let some big secret slip out, huh?
A simple answer would work.
You know, Natasha, she's both connoisseur and muse. So, how was it? When was it exactly?
You don't remember? That's strange.
Ah, yeah. The Millions, of course. It was like another lifetime. It happened right here. Only this place was called the Millions back then. She was a dancer. Behind the scenes, I arranged opportunities for her on the big stage. Yeah, maybe she still doesn't know it was me. Then one day, I invited her for a drink with a promise that if she was willing to meet me, I'd buy the place for her.
That's quite the promise you made.
I guess she was willing.
I don't think a lot of people would refuse buying an entire establishment.
The next day, she had the club in her name.
Well, that is romantic.
Yeah, there are many kinds of romance, Birdman. There's cheap and there's expensive. You get what you can afford.
Bit of a stab, isn't it? You live in the same place. Not a dumb question, actually, to know if it's the same house that got the paint slapped on it.
Do you live in the same house as Natasha?
Oh, you're really something. Natasha's a free woman, but mostly, yeah, at my place in Gold Town. But she has her own kind of a weekend house.
How often does she use the weekend house?
Yeah, every other weekend, roughly.
I'm quite surprised he's willing to share that information that willingly.
I see. That's very important information.
Yeah, if you say so.
We ask if she's alone, or she's in grave danger and still going out alone. That is not a bad question, actually. We should probably ask that.
So Natasha feels like she's in grave danger, yet she's still going out alone.
Yeah, I know what you're getting at, but I'm 100% sure of her loyalty. She's gone out very rarely since this started, and mostly in my company. Yeah, you know, I'm not sure if you do, but in our social circles, banquets and dinners are frequent.
Illegal gambling nights.
You got me there. Yeah, you're right. Natasha is crazy about the roulette wheel.
I like as he's so frank about it because he knows he's untouchable.
Always putting it all on the red, right?
Yeah, you're a real rotten bastard, Sonny. Although, yeah, always on the red. You're right.
So, can we meet your lady?
I don't see why not. But first, please, listen to her sing. She's on soon.
Let's see. Decent cop. That's how you do it, partner? Not quite all times, but you still got it. The old rooster still remembers some tricks, eh? Oh, hey, welcome in, Shovel Shan. How are you doing? That's a rare sighting, but a very welcome one. Let me give you a quick shout out. There we go. How are you doing? How was your, you were doing a birthday thing a while ago? How did that go? You doing pretty alright, are you, homie? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm having a lot of fun with being a chicken cop. I think that's the only way to call it, right? Alright, let's keep
Thank
going
you for
here.
your time. We'll be seeing you.
A lot of scuff, but it went well. Thank you for asking. You're very welcome. Sorry to hear you had a bit of scuff. I was doing my own birthday thing yesterday, and it was also very scuffy, so... But it happens, right?
I have no doubt about that, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Evan. You're gonna be seeing a bit more of us, considering the mess you're involved in.
Hey, we should grab a coffee or something, Olivia. You know, for old time's sake.
I think they have history, and I think she's gonna be very much a no. You were lurking a bit, but I love the matching avatar to the game. Thank you so much, Robin. I hope you're doing great, and thank you for the lurk. Let me give you a quick shout out as well. And, well, the avatar came first. The game came after. But I did think that it would be more appropriate to use this one today, considering the setting of the game.
Pleasure to meet you, gentlemen. Goodbye.
That is a no.
Please, take a seat. The show's gonna start soon.
Alright, let's have a look then.
Sonny.
Chloe's still lying in my bed, and it's dead.
Damn, Sonny having a moment there.
That was, unique.
Also, it's not often that you hear, that you see a game like this pull out all the stops. I know you can get some really good voice acting work, but finding someone who's an actual singer, that's rare. I've not seen that before. But yeah, that was unique.
Oh, that is cute. Nobody has ever given me such a unique compliment before.
Okay, of course, with a name like that, she's gonna be probably Russian, or at least East European.
Forgive me, my name is Santino Featherland.
I thought so. You look more or less like I imagined.
Like a chimkin.
More or less.
Sometimes less is more, Mr. Featherland.
You were amazing, dear. As always.
Could you be my little furball and fetch me a cocktail?
Okay, second cock joke of the evening.
But of course.
Eben will be back soon. We'll have a few minutes to talk. Then he'll end the conversation and throw you both out.
With all due respect, ma'am, we're not that easy to get rid of. Doesn't matter who's trying, believe me.
Doesn't matter, he'll do it. That's why I'm telling you. I don't want a scene. My room's upstairs. Meet me there in 20 minutes. Come alone, Sonny. You'd be too conspicuous otherwise.
Uh-huh, my room alone, huh? Just a shame we're gonna get thrown out just before that.
Hey. I understand. You know, they call him Target Marty at the station.
I don't have time, Mr. Featherland.
Sure thing, Natasha. I'll come to your room. 3 knocks, a short pause, then another 3.
I'll be waiting. Go, before he comes back.
All right, then.
I knew she was trouble the first time I saw her.
It's the line!
She wore danger like a perfume. It was simply part of her being, and it attracted me, like light attracts the moth people. I wanted to be the microphone as she whispers her melodies, or the pillow she rests her feet on while reading some cheap romance. I wanted to be her nightdress, barely touching, barely covering her marble skin. But I was a cop, and a lifetime wouldn't be enough to rid myself of what a woman like her hides under her makeup. Keep your distance, Sonny. Just keep your distance.
So what I meant with Sonny saying the line is the I knew she was trouble is an insane cliche line in this kind of story. Alright then, let's have a chat with her, shall we? Ah, there's the partial nudity. I see it now. It's a painting of her from the back. That's pretentious. Let's steal the book, shall we? Oh, they're collectibles. We can find all the books written about us. It's the chicken police stories. Alright. There's the exit. Well, I'd like to talk to her first. Should we have a look at the painting? Oh, you can actually zoom in on the painting. Damn.
Gee, that is a unique picture. And kind of daring. I admit I've never seen anything quite like it before.
Yes, I admit it's a little daring. I keep it. It evokes good memories. A precious old friend of mine. A most wonderful artist.
He's got an eye, that's for sure, considering his model.
Was that supposed to be some kind of compliment?
I don't know. I don't compliment often. Not on purpose, anyway.
Oh, you're funny.
By the way, I just realized it took me way too long to realize that the reason Natasha is this way because she's supposed to be a Russian blue. There you go. Look at her, but let's have a little chat.
How do you like your bourbon, Mr. Featherland?
Always neat.
In a glass. But thanks, I had a couple before I came. I feel like this may be a long night.
Okay, I was not expecting that. It's either straight or neat, but in the glass, I guess, is also an answer.
I hope it doesn't bother you if I have one myself.
I get offended if women don't drink in my company.
Oh, you are a funny guy.
So I've been told. Anyway, lovely room.
Yes. Look, Mr. Featherland.
It's sunny. Saves us a lot of time.
Okay, Sonny.
So, why am I here?
You know, men tend to babble in my presence.
It must be exhausting.
It is. But you're not the type to beat around the bush.
Is it too banal if I tell you it's an occupational hazard?
Terribly.
So can I start the unpleasant questions?
I've asked you here so you can do what you do best.
Which is blabber and make horrible jokes. I can do that.
Really? I thought you asked because you wanted me to investigate for you. But if you'd rather be drinking...
You do have a sense of humor. How reassuring.
Only if I'm a bit hungover. That's usually quite common.
Oh, please drop the act about being the alcoholic, heartbroken ex-cop, Sonny. It would undoubtedly suit you, but I've seen you scanning my room. From the second you set foot in here, you started working, and everything I say gets sorted in your brain. Am I right?
Shit. She sees straight through us. Abort mission.
That's a bit of an exaggeration, but yeah, it's something like that.
Well then, Sonny, come at me.
Oh, that's something I don't hear often. With pleasure.
Okay. Okay, what I think I'll do is I would like to continue this for a little bit, because I would like to figure out where the main part of this goes. So what I think I will do is I'm going to take my break here, and then I'm going to be right back after, alright? I'm going to play for about half an hour, roughly. At least we'll keep going until we wrap up this main part, right? Probably meet up with Marty, tell him everything, and we'll go from there, alright? So I will see you in a brief moment. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for choosing to stay at the Gilded Cage and enjoy this lovely story together. See you in a brief moment, alright? Thank you for being here. Let's hear out Natasha.
Natasha is a confident woman. I can exploit that. But I must be careful. Every part of her oozes danger.
Alright.
That was a remarkable performance.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Do you perform here frequently? You're also the owner, if I'm not mistaken.
Sadly, I don't have the time, but the stage still calls my name, and I perform just a few times a year, and always with a new song.
So that was all the excitement.
I have many admirers, if that's what you mean. Yes.
Okay, if she's that confident, we already spoke about the picture and she was very proud of it, so let's talk about it again.
The picture on the wall is quite daring.
Only if you knew how old I was at the time.
Uh-oh.
I think I'm on a slippery slope here.
Come on, don't be shy. Ask me.
I'm not really sure I'm ready to do this calculation anyway, because it's going to be in cat years.
All right. How old were you?
Did you really believe I'd tell you?
You're quite a player, aren't you?
Life is anything but a game, detective.
Well, you tell me.
Alright, that kind of worked. Do you think one of your admirers might be behind the threats? Or could we ask about Wessler? Let's try ask about Wessler.
About Ibn Wessler?
You should be more specific. What do you want to know?
You think it's cliched? The bimbo and the mob boss. Okay, that was maybe not the right thing to ask. But maybe she's gonna be confident. The cliched thing, I think that's gonna strike a bad note. I don't think that's a good idea. How much do you know about Im's business, or how did you meet him? Look at how you met him.
Ibn, if I'm not too intrusive.
Of course you're intrusive. But I guess that's an occupational hazard.
Throwing out words back at us, huh?
Well, yes.
I was a dancer here in the club, in Anita Jenkins' chorus. When she was in a good mood and allowed it, sometimes I even did her vocals for her, although she thought I was an upstart little whore.
Damn. How does Ibn do? Which of these questions is the right way to go? Asking how Ibn treats you? This seems pretty intrusive as a question. When you see correlation between your partner's activity and the threats, that's also kind of saying she must know what Ibn does. She's not that dumb.
If Ibn has anything to do with it.
Do your job, Sonny. That's all I'm telling you. I trust in my man's innocence, concerning this case, at least.
I'm not interested in anything else.
You see, that's why I came to you.
Shit. Okay, that was a pretty bad question to ask. Okay,
How
let's
does
try.
Ibn treat you nowadays?
Like a prince treats a princess. Maybe that sounds like a cliché.
A little.
He holds me in the hollow of his hand. He always has. He's never hurt me. He couldn't. Recently, he's been a bit distracted and nervous, but there's heavy weight on his shoulders right now. That's why I didn't want to burden him with any of this.
Distant and nervous. Could you elaborate?
Distant and nervous. Could you elaborate?
Ibn is devoted and attentive. He sends someone every hour to ask me if everything's all right. But I can't even remember a time when we were together. Just the two of us. Recently, he spends a lot of time here and in other clubs. When he's with me, he's nervous and preoccupied.
Why is that? Don't you think it's strange?
Stranger things indeed.
I don't think it has anything to do with the threats. It started earlier.
Any ideas about a cause?
None. Maybe it's stress. Ibn's working on doing more and more business legally. That's kind of hard for someone like him.
It's hard to do things legally. Of course. I would know all about it. Definitely.
Is he trying to get himself out of the underworld?
Maybe.
That's interesting. Thank you. Deep behind the diamond skin lies the truth. It doesn't matter how hard Natasha's trying to hide it. She's scared. Now I must concentrate to finally find out what I want to know.
So what exactly was in the threats?
What was in those threats, exactly?
The message itself is not a threat. It's just a word.
But a word again and again is threatening.
Exactly.
So,
you really don't have any idea which word could be used for a woman like me?
I guess I do. Yes, I think I know what it could be.
Whore. Cat got your tongue? Am I right? You heard it. I said what you were thinking. And yes, that was in the message. That was printed on the paper and painted on my wall in giant red letters.
Well, that's not very nice. Whoever did that.
Well, thank you for your honesty.
Asking about Filmar. No one's ever seen the culprit. Could the threats been do with a dangerous relationship? I suggest you lie low. This is not going to achieve anything, I feel. Asking about Filmar? Does she know about Filmar? That's the question. But maybe not a bad question to ask.
Filmar? Is he here because of you?
Mr. Lowe helped me before, and yes, he was the first I approached.
You've managed to curb my enthusiasm a little.
Doesn't keeping 2 irons in the fire give me a better chance? But you don't have to worry. He didn't find anything. And he's not interested anymore, no matter how much I offer to pay him.
That is very interesting.
Why?
You'll have to ask him.
I think I'll do that.
So it's not a fan, it's not an inside job who you suspect, or a dark shadow from the past.
A dark shadow from the past? An ex-lover? A husband, maybe?
I'm surprised you asked that just now.
Well, I have my habits. Some call my methods peculiar.
What a curious way to put it.
I'm a curious kind of fellow. So?
I've never been married, and I don't really have any serious relationship before Hobart.
So Hobart is Ibn.
A more dangerous, not serious relationship, maybe?
I've never been with anyone long enough for them to hate me.
Love is just another face of hate.
Very deep, Sonny.
So is hate a face of love then?
I guess. Were you on the run?
No, Mr. Featherland. I came to Clawville with a clean slate, and I'd like to believe it will stay that way.
You mean as the girlfriend of Ibn Wessler, the biggest mob boss in Clawville? Yeah, good luck with that. Natasha is a mysterious woman, but I must gouge out at least one of her secrets. Enough games. It's time to know why I'm here.
All right. Let's ask about Molly.
Beating about the bush. How do you know Molly?
I'm prepared for that question, but it's still not easy.
You knew very well that if you threw in the name of my wife, I'd come to you no matter how vague and suspicious the case was. I just want to know if you're simply a manipulator or you're really that desperate.
I really know her. I'm not lying.
Oh, really? How? Were you a nurse, too? Forgive me, but I don't think so.
Don't be rude and so cynical, Sonny.
I'm sorry, but that's me when feline claws are at my throat.
Molly is an old and good friend of mine. She has nothing to do with this, but I knew that if I didn't mention it to you, you wouldn't have come.
Yeah, Natasha, you're right there.
I knew you were a decent fowl, that you would help me. That's what you're famous for.
Don't go there. Flattery doesn't work.
Look, forgive me. I shouldn't have brought your wife into this.
Maybe not, but now you're pointing fingers at me anyway, so... A little late to regret that, isn't it?
You're right, you shouldn't have. But to be honest, I don't think she's my wife anymore. On paper she is, but I haven't seen her in years.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Really?
I did. I knew. I checked you out before I sent Deborah.
It's a shame you can't see this with the model and with the PNG, and I don't think you could have seen this anyway if I was using my model, but I am definitely pulling that face of oh, what is the main character from LA Noir called? But the doubt face he does, like, you sure about that? That's exactly what I'm looking like.
Cluck me. This case is getting
more
intriguing.
You played me from the start, didn't you?
Didn't you?
It wasn't my intention.
I'm an old cock, Natasha. I've played too many of these games, and I've been on the losing side often enough.
So, you're going to walk away?
You're damn right. I don't know if it's worth it for me.
Look, Sonny, money's not an issue.
Oh yeah, your fawn had already mentioned that. But unfortunately, it'll be hard to spend all that dough when I'm dead.
Dead? Don't even say that.
Do you have a gun?
Me?
Of course you, Natasha. Do you have it on you?
She's resorting to foul play. God damn it, no.
Not at the moment.
Well, let me give you some advice. Keep it with you, always. Maybe in your purse.
You don't think they, whoever they are, would hurt me?
Don't be naive, Natasha.
You're right. I'll keep it with me.
I don't want to scare you, but 2 cops snooping around can mess something like this up, even if it's just 2 roosters.
You'll keep snooping? Thank you, Sonny.
Maybe you're getting yourself into even deeper trouble with me. Thank me when this is all over.
Alright, how did we do? We're still pretty decent. Alright. So the threat is simply that word, which is brief, but it says a lot with cards.
Just one more thing, Sonny.
Natasha?
Please, come to 37 Rochester Street in Flower Town tonight. I'd like to show you something that could be of a great help in your investigation.
I was afraid this was coming. Why there? Why not here and now?
It's something I keep hidden there. I won't take the risk of Ibn or one of his men seeing it.
Isn't Ibn too dangerous to keep secrets from?
Sonny, a woman is naked without her secrets. I knew you would understand.
Oh yeah, I understand everything. So, when do we meet? The night is almost over.
I'll be there in an hour. Don't be early, and don't be too late.
Look, Natasha, you know...
Please, this is very important to me.
Sure, I get it. I'll be there.
Thank you.
Until later, Natasha.
Goodbye, Sonny.
What did we get from it? A key. It's just a key.
Come to daddy, darling.
Okay, I don't want you to ever talk like that about a bottle of whiskey again. But we did nick it, I suppose. Right. I suppose we don't have much left to talk about. So I think we're gonna take the door.
Booze, darling. It's kind of weird, don't you think?
Wait, Marty heard that?
Says someone who calls his gun collection his harem.
Okay, calling it harem is much worse. That's true.
Touché. I'll shut it.
Good birdie.
Well?
Weren't you supposed to be waiting in the car?
I was bored to tears, Sonny. I also thought maybe something happened to you.
I thought Ibn would have thrown you out by now.
You thought Natasha had eaten me alive, huh?
Well, who knows? You're such a fragile little thing.
I'm too old for this, Marty.
Then next time, leave the dangerous predators to me.
I didn't mean that, Marty. I meant you.
Oh.
Alright. Can we talk to the henchman? Oh, we can. Do you have much to say to us?
Pal. My name is Santino Featherland.
Gabriel, what do you want, chickens?
Oh yeah, that's definitely Spanish.
Do you happen to know where Mr. Wessler went?
Do you take me for a fool? Get out of here while I'm in a good mood, birds.
Okay. Thanks, big boy.
Fair enough.
Oh, it's you. How can I help you, gentlemen?
Look, we really don't want to dig into your personal life, but...
But what exactly is my relationship with Mr. Wessler? And how close am I to him?
That's kind of what we were gonna ask, yes?
You don't beat around the bush, ma'am.
Well, actually, I remember.
I don't have time to chit-chat, Mr. Featherland. So yes, I'm not one to beat around the bush. And no, I'm not sleeping with Mr. Wessler.
Not what we were implying in the first place, but sure.
Well, thanks for the quick and straight answer.
Anything else?
Can we actually ask her something? I thought she wasn't much to talk, but we can try.
Do you come here often, Olivia?
No, not really.
Well, okay.
You're welcome.
Okay.
You know,
ask anything?
Ibn's not as ferocious as you'd think. On the contrary, he's become very different recently.
I heard. Don't you find that weird? A sudden change of heart?
Sometimes an animal just has enough. Fed up and wants a change. I deeply respect that.
Well, thank you for your honesty, ma'am. What's your relationship with Miss Natasha Katsenko?
We've talked a bit, that's all.
There's no tension between you? You know, the pretty secretary.
Okay, so Olivia is Ib's secretary. Good to know.
Well, thank you for your compliment, Mr. Featherland. No, no tension. Natasha's an intelligent woman. I respect her.
Is that mutual?
That I can't tell.
If I'm not mistaken, Natasha has a weekend house in Flowerville.
Yeah, that's right.
Can you tell me anything about it?
I've never been there. Allegedly, it's beautiful. Elegant and luxurious. Just like Natasha herself.
Alright. How much else? I don't think Gabriel has much more to tell us, to be honest. Doesn't look like... Oh yeah, we need to talk to Filmar again. Anything else we want to tell the bartender we can try?
Hey, Big Nose, where did Mr. Wessler go?
Unfortunately, I don't know, Big Face. But I wouldn't tell you even if I did. Really?
Say, did anyone ever tell you that you're an irritating piece of sh...
Anything else, dear sirs?
Alright, we're gonna leave it. We're gonna leave him alone.
So, have you talked to Natasha?
In fact, yes. She was, kind of mysterious.
I bet she was. You know, I've never abandoned a case before. Not voluntarily, anyway. But that woman...
You're, too old for this shit, huh?
As you say, pal.
That's exactly how I felt, too.
Before you leave, take this and examine it closely.
What is it?
The reason I've decided all of this is not worth it for me.
Wow, that sounds encouraging.
Take care of yourselves, guys. This case, maybe it goes deeper than you'd think.
Oh, that makes my feathers stand on end.
Ah, old croakers. You're safe while I'm here. Okay, I didn't say anything.
Fair. We can ask Filmar some stuff, but let's have a look at what we got from them.
We stepped into it, didn't we?
What is this?
We stepped in.
Okay, so while this is not blinking anymore, I'm having a look, but to me this looks like a list of phone numbers. But...
We stepped in.
Yeah, I know we stepped into it. Also, welcome in, M. I know that we stepped into it, but what does this list mean?
Of all that's furry, what kind of a list is this?
Ah, okay. There we go.
Exactly. I have no idea, but I don't even want to find out.
Those names, all top dogs. Maybe they play cards together.
Okay, at least Marty knows.
Sure, that's very likely. Anyway, I pried this list out of a dead man's hand. Somebody dropped him outside the forest, a few miles from the Wessler residence.
I should have known she was keeping secrets.
Keeping secrets? She's the secret herself.
Thanks, Filmar. This could be important.
Don't thank me. Maybe I've just signed your death warrant.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Oh, shut up, Marty.
Beautiful. Alright, let's, I think we're gonna ask around a little bit with Filmar, and then we're gonna call it there.
The truth is, Ibn's a dirty bastard, but he's likable. It must be his charisma that snared Natasha.
Or maybe it's mutual interest.
Maybe there's more to it than simple wild love.
Who knows? Animals commit the dirtiest of deeds for wild love.
You've got a point.
So ask
we
about
stepped
names?
into it, didn't we?
That's an undertaking.
Belonged to the upper crust. Yeah, I noticed.
It's only some sex cult, if you're lucky.
Don't even go there, Marty.
Yeah, all right.
Wonderful girl. Either I'm gonna kill her or I'm beginning to like her.
So we're talking about Katsenko, by the way.
That's funny. I swear I've heard that before.
To be honest, me too.
Alright. Does he know anything about that house?
So, Natasha invited us to her weekend house.
That's either very good news or very bad news.
50%. That's not that bad, is it?
That's an admirable attitude.
Attitude, yeah, he's got that. Most of the time, I think that's all he's got.
Hey.
What does he know about Olivia?
Who is this woman anyway? She's like Ibn Shadow. Nobody knows anything about her.
I don't know if she has anything to do with the case, but it's worth keeping an eye on her anyway.
More women, more trouble.
You already fantasizing?
Even the sight of young women make me tired. Anyway, most people say she's the rat's lover too. But next to Natasha, I doubt he'd want her. Anyway, the pussycat would have already torn her to shreds.
Could be.
Not wrong. Alright, I think we're not gonna get anything useful more out of Filmar, so... I think this is the moment where we make our departure. Anything? I don't think I can ask Gabriel anything useful anymore, can I? Or Olivia? Let's try anyway.
Look,
Please, Marty, there's no need.
Yes.
You don't have to explain. I wasn't waiting long for your call. I forgot about it.
Oh shit, they have
fast.
history. Okay.
That's good to hear, I suppose.
I'm gonna try one more
Listen,
time.
pal. Maybe.
Did I stutter, chicken? Get lost.
Okay, no, he's not interested in talking to us. Okay. Alright, so we have established a whole bunch of new stuff. Oh, I really like this drawing of Filmar. That's awesome. He knows more. Feels genuine. Recognizing through names. Okay, so we have a whole bunch of clues. We have encountered a lot more people so far. Probably have to go through this a little more. Maybe Ib's profile. The only thing that's a little bit of a shame is that it's also small. I mean, that means I have to keep clicking on everything to read it. Places. Yeah, there's the weekend house. Codex, Wild Ones. Talking about Syria. Talking about Mongrel Mick. Alright, cool. I think that's a good stopping point here. Let me see.